Live from Legacy Fields in Crown Point, Indiana, Northwest Indiana Oilmen baseball is on the air. It's the Northwest Indiana Oilmen up against the Lake County Corn Dogs. I'm Brandon Vickery, glad to be joined by Ben Slack. Today we are booming throughout the region on the Voice of the Region, AM 1230 WJOB, available across the World Wide Web on JED TV and on Region Sports. It's the Northwest Indiana Oilmen and the Lake County Corn Dogs. Let me give you the starting lineups for today's game, starting with the visitors from Northwest Indiana. Leading off and playing center field, Dom Curcio. Batting second and getting the start in left, Jason Hodges. Batting third for the Oilmen is right fielder Chris Baker. The cleanup hitter is the designated hitter, Kyle Zarnacki. Batting fifth at shortstop, David Marshall. Sebastian Cabeza will hit sixth and start behind the plate. Batting seventh and playing first base, Jack Zebik. Batting eighth at third base, Nolan Rimkus. And rounding out the 1 through 9 for the Oilmen is second baseman Tyler from McCannon. All that in back at Northwest Indiana left-hander Jake Paymaster. Those are the Oilmen. Now here's the starting lineup that Paymaster will be opposing. Leading off and playing second base, Donovan Noble. Batting second and getting the start in center field, Gavin Terry. Batting third at shortstop is Tyler Schultz. Batting cleanup, designated hitter Doug Loden. Brett Mathias will bat fifth and play first base. Batting sixth is right fielder Jacob Ferry. Kyle Curiel will bat seventh and play third. Batting eighth and starting behind the plate, Jaden Deal. And rounding out the 1 through 9 for the Corn Dogs is left fielder Austin Ridgway. All that in back of Lake County right-hander James Burke. Burke is completing his final few warm-up tosses, and he will be set to get this outing underway here in just a moment. The umpire has arrived. It's going to be Andrew Pappas to call the balls and strikes. In fact, he'll have all the decisions today, at least as we get this game underway. He appears to be the only umpire set to work today's game. It is a beautiful day for baseball. A happy Memorial Day weekend, everybody, as we get set to lead off this ball game here today. The game time temperature, another very pleasant day. In fact, it has heated up to 82 degrees here in Crown Point, Indiana. Dom Curcio leads it off. First pitch is taken. It is a strike called, and we are underway with a first pitch time of 2:59. And again, the game time temperature of 82 degrees. Here's the next offering. It's a one hopper to third. This is collected by Curiel. The third baseman sends it across the diamond in time to retire Curcio for out number one. Well, Ben, we welcome you into the broadcast, and we'll see if the Oilmen offense can get going a little bit today. It's been a struggle for the Oilmen offensively over the last couple days.
Absolutely, and last night the Oilmen just couldn't catch a break last night. That Corn Dog defense was unbelievable, and today actually I've noticed the wind has been blowing towards us, and every hitter does not want that, because that ball is going to go wherever direction the wind is going. With them blowing it towards that, right towards them, that ball is going to stay in the field most likely.
Hodges lifts it foul in the count 0-1. Yeah, has not really been hitter-friendly winds here the last couple days in Crown Point. This is low for a ball. And the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. And it's blowing in a bit again today. It was windier even when we first got to the ballpark. It has died down a little bit, but still a little bit of a breeze blowing in today. Here's ball 2 that misses, 2 balls and a strike on Jason Hodges, batting for the Oilmen. He swings the stick right-handed. He stands in and awaits the 2-1 pitch. Here's a sharp drive to left. This is going to be fair and roll into the corner. It's extra bases for Hodges. He's around second, digging toward 2. He's got a stand-up double. The Oilmen with a nice piece of hitting in this first inning, and it comes from Jason Hodges, who is 1 for 6 on the season, but he delivers an extra base hit down the left field line, and the Oilmen are threatening right away here on this Sunday.
Yes, that was a very nice hit for Hodges. I almost thought it was going to go foul, but it stayed in fair game, and now he's on second.
And now it's the veteran Chris Baker digging in. Baker is 4 for 16 here in the early stage of the season. He's drawn 3 walks already this year. He set the Oilman career walks record when he was with the team previously, and has a chance to get back in the driver's seat in that area with him returning to the team this summer. Takes a strike here, 0-1. Not sure if he'll be along for the entire year, but for the time being, Chris Baker is back in an Oilman uniform. No balls and 1 strike on the left-handed hitting right fielder with a runner in scoring position. Here comes the 0-1. It's taken low and outside for a ball, and the count evens out at a ball and a strike. Oilmen at 2-2. They won the first 2 ball games of the season, but have lost to the Corn Dogs in each of their last 2 games. Here comes the 1-1. This is high and outside for a ball, 2 balls, and 1 strike. Corn Dogs have gotten tremendous pitching over these last 2 games. They have beaten the Oilmen by a combined score of 10-1 the last 2 days.
And Baker last night was the only one to draw in the Oilman run last night, too.
Yeah, he scored the run. Here's a swing and a miss. The count 2-2 after he sent one to the warning track and left. It was actually a catchable ball, but it appeared to be lost in the lights by the outfielders of the Lake County Corn Dogs, and it turned into a triple for Baker. He scored a moment later on a ground ball by Marshall. Here's the 2-2, high and outside, 3-2. And that was that for the Oilmen scoring. They had 2 real golden chances late in the game. They loaded the bases in both the 8th and 9th innings, but left them loaded in each of those frames. 3-2 on Chris Baker. Here comes the set from Burke, and the payoff pitch, swing and a miss. He went after a high, hard one, and that is out number 2.
Next batter.
Now the inning will rest on the shoulders of Kyle Zarnacki. Zarnacki is hitting .357 on the season. He's been off to a good start, 5 for 14. He was connected to the Oilmen by knowing Matt Lolito, who pitched for the Oilmen a year ago and will start tomorrow against the Panthers. Here's a pop fly, foul territory, and Curiel runs out of real estate as this one sails out of play, and the count 0-1. Zarnacki's driven in 4 on the young season. He was battling back from an injury after a year ago. He missed the season with a dislocated finger. Here comes the 0-1. This is high for a ball. He's finally able to get some more playing time under his belt here recently, having dealt with an injury and then also the COVID season before that. And it's such a theme of guys on the Oilmen across the league that had maybe their recruiting impacted by COVID as that year was lost. Here's the 1-1, low and outside for a ball. You think about guys that maybe compounded that with an injury maybe the year before that or the year after that, and it was a long period of time where guys did not get the regular chance to be on the diamond. And I think that's we'll get to you here in just a second. Here's the 2-1. Swing and a miss, 2-2. I think that's made it difficult for some of these guys with their career disrupted by everything surrounding COVID, Ben.
It is, and even right now, here in 2022, these guys are still trying to find their footing with the previous 2 seasons being heavily affected.
Sure. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Zarnacki. 2 outs, runner at second. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's a 1-hopper to second. This is going to deflect off Noble, and around third trying to score is Hodges. Here's the throw to the plate, and it's going to be in time. Boy, a hot smash. Noble couldn't glove it cleanly as Zarnacki's safe at first, but then Hodges is cut down trying to score, and the inning ends. The Oilmen, no runs. They strand 1 after a half. It's the Oilmen nothing, and the Corn Dogs coming to bat on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network. back here in Crown Point, where we moved to the bottom of the first inning. The Oilmen had a man in scoring position with only one away, but couldn't score in that first. The ball deflected away from Noble there on a high bounce that he couldn't quite navigate. That gave the Oilmen an opportunity, but they made an out on the bases as Matt Vituli, coaching third, and gave the green light to Hodges to try to score on that play, but it maybe didn't deflect far enough into no man's land between right and second, and the Corn Dogs were able to record the out at the plate, and the inning ended. They gave that an E4, and then out at the plate was Hodges as he tried to score from second base on that play that ended the top of this inning. So now the Oilmen are on the field defensively, and they'll be in back of a familiar face to Oilman fans, but they're used to seeing him on the opposite side of the diamond as the Oilmen faced Jake Paymaster a number of times when he was a Southland Viking a year ago, and now the talented lefty is a part of the Oilmen pitching staff, and he'll oppose Donovan Noble to lead off this ball game here today, as in terms of the Crown Point portion of the Lake County portion of the game. The first pitch taken for ball one, the count 1-0. Noble 1 for 3 with a walk. He displayed some good speed on the bases yesterday. Justin Heisman saying after the game that one of the things he really learned about his team over the last couple days was how fast Donovan Noble is. Whenever, Ben, you have somebody that fast, and he's batting here with a count of 2-0, you want to keep him off the bases as Paymaster comes set and delivers a 2-0, taken for ball 3. You don't want to fall behind him like this because when he gets on first, he can easily move around the backs.
Exactly. You don't want these fast runners on base because these are the guys that usually can steal.
Never want to issue a walk, but certainly not to a leadoff man as speedy as Noble. Here's the 3-0. That's exactly what happens here. It's low for ball 4. Paymaster walks Noble, and Gavin Terry will stand in next.
Now batting for the Corn Dogs, number 24, Gavin Terry.
Jake Paymaster did log an inning on Monday, opening night for the Oilmen, a game on the road against the Generals. That was a rematch of last year's Midwest Collegiate League Championship Series. The 6'4", 200-pound lefty from Triton College delivers a strike, and it's 0-1, a native of New Lenox, Illinois, 2020 graduate of Lincoln Way West. But what a year he had with Southland last season. He was a member of the All-MCL team a year ago. Here comes the 0-1, showing bunt and taking a ball downstairs is Terry, and the count is 1-1. One ball, one strike. Here comes the pitch on the way, taken low for a ball, and the count 2-1. 2-1 on Gavin Terry. 2 for 7 on the season as the Corn Dogs center fielder. Here's the 2-1 pitch. A line drive foul down the left field line. Pretty good piece of lumber on that one, but it moves the count to 2-1. Or 2-2, I should say. Two balls, two strikes, bright sunshine overhead. Boy, what a pleasant Memorial Day weekend. Hope all you are outside tuning into our broadcast, maybe from your back deck by the pool or your front porch. Here's the 2-2. Here's a ground ball through the hole, right side of base hit. A roller in the right spot. Going first to third on the play is Noble, and the throw is cut off. It's a single for Terry. Back-to-back base runners begin the Corn Dog first as Terry just grounded one, shooting it through the right side of the diamond. Noble goes first to third on the play, and we've got Corn Dog runners at the corners for Tyler Schultz.
It is. I've noticed early in this game already that this ball is being hit quite more often than it was yesterday.
Schultz hitting .273 on the year. He was in the league a year ago as well. Has made his way over to Lake County to play for these Corn Dogs. Here's the first pitch to him, taken outside for ball 1. Runners at the corners for the Corn Dogs here as Paymaster has worked into a bit of a jam. The lefty is set, and the runner goes from first. The 1-0 is taken for a strike. The throw down to second, not in time, stolen base. So Terry steals second. Schultz looks at a strike, and the count goes to 1-1. the Corn Dogs have not been afraid to run against the Oilmen these last few days. In fact, overall for the season, they've showed the ability to steal bases. Now a base hit could drive in a pair, and there's nobody out in this first. Here's Paymasters 1-1. This is swung on and fouled, and it makes it 1-2. Paymaster 4-1 with a 281 earned run average with the Southland Vikings a year ago. It was over 10 games. He started 8 of them, logging 48 innings. He struck out 47, did walk 18. Pretty good strikeout to walk ratio. Here comes the 1-2. This is high and outside for a ball, 2-2. Some stressful pitches here early, Ben, for Paymaster.
It sure is. If he wants to get out of this inning, he's going to have to really concentrate and hopefully get these 3 outs without anybody scoring.
2 balls and 2 strikes on Schultz. Here's the break even. It's a crack to left. Is going to get down for a base hit. Sharply hit in front of Hodges, so 1 run will score, and Terry will hold at third. Everybody moves up 90 feet. It was a hot smash, so there was only an opportunity for 1 run to score, as no chance for Terry to trot around third and score, but Noble does trot across the dish. Now runners at the corners with a run in, and it's 1-0 in favor of the Corn Dogs. So 3 straight have reached to start this one. And now the Corn Dogs are thinking about a big inning, and Paymaster is trying to limit the damage. It's a dangerous hitter in Doug Loden up there, and he grounds it foul. It's 0-1. Loden was one of the better players on a really not great Minutemen team a year ago. Team that was left out of the league playoffs. 4 of the 6 teams will advance to the playoffs again this season. A little bit of a different format once we reach the postseason, as the first round will be a single game, single elimination this year. And here's a wild pickoff throw, and the error is going to allow a run to come in and score. Terry crosses the plate. Now thinking about third is Schultz. He's going to go to third. The throw there is cut off, as an E1 allows Schultz to go all the way to third. Terry comes in and scores on the error. And it is a 2-0 lead for the Corn Dogs here in the bottom of the first.
Yes, once again, just like last night, this is a really good start for the Corn Dogs.
The Oilmen defense has been not bad here in the early stages of the season, especially last night. They played pretty good defense. That was one facet of the game where they were better than the Corn Dogs. The Corn Dogs have been a little sloppy defensively. But it was a wild pickoff throw there that caused damage. And here's a strike, and it's 0-1. Or 0-2, I believe, on Loden. 2-0 the score. Here comes the pitch on the way. This is swung on and crushed foul out of play. Still nobody out. Paymaster again made his Oilman debut with an inning on Monday at Joliet, transferring out of junior college. Not sure if he has quite made a commitment as of yet. When we talked fairly recently, he said Purdue-Fort Wayne had some interest, as he will be heading to a 4-year institution this coming year. The lefty Paymasters 0-2. It's chopped foul at the plate, and it remains no balls and 2 strikes. You never want to fall behind early, but especially not against a team that has pitched as well as the Corn Dogs have over the last few days.
Exactly. I mean, their pitcher last night, Plezak, he pitched for 7 innings.
Yeah, they really have several candidates for the Northern League's Pitcher of the Week award that'll be announced tomorrow. 2 strikes on Loden. Here comes Paymaster's pitch. It's taken just outside for a ball, and it's 1-2. Paymaster did have that strikeout weapon a year ago. He was among the league leaders in strikeouts. We'll see if he does consider himself a guy who pitches to contact, but we do know he has the weapon to strike people out when needed. Here comes the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He does it right here, flailing at a pitch that was low and outside was Loden. He chased that one for strike 3, and there's 1 away here in the first.
Next batter for the Corn Dogs, number 23, Brett Mathis.
Now it's Mathis coming up next. Here's a swing and a ball that's lifted in the air. Center fielder underneath it is Curcio. He gloves it, and a runner is going to tag and score from third. It's a sacrifice fly as Schultz comes in and scores, and a second run crosses the plate. That will, or third run, I should say, in the inning, and that'll make it 3-0. Now it's Jacob Ferry. At least for the Oilmen, the bases are clear. You can try to keep the damage at 3 and get your bats back up there. It's lefty on lefty matchup. Pitch is taken for a strike, and it's 0-1. Good to have all you with us today on the Oilmen Broadcasting Network. The Oilmen playing from behind early. They trail the Corn Dogs here 3-0. Here's a check swing and a pitch that's low for a ball. The count is 1-1. Oilmen have dropped the first 2 matchups with the Corn Dogs Thursday and Saturday, and they're trying to avoid a third straight setback to Lake County today. This is low and outside for a ball, 2-1. But we did talk a little bit yesterday about how the Oilmen have been notoriously slow starters over the years, but they've been pretty good finishers, especially the teams managed by Adam Enright. So it's not always about how you start the season, especially in the summer. Here's a ground ball to the right side. This is picked up by Fumacannon, and he throws to first in time, and the inning ends. We'll get back to that thought in just a bit. Big inning for the Corn Dogs. Damage done. They score 3 times. They do it on 3 hits, an error, and nobody left on base. After 1, it's Lake County 3 and the Oilmen nothing on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
We don't go to the office, we build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an ironworker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
You guys are crushing it. See how 8 grams of healthy protein in Land of Frost premium meat gives you energy and keeps you full. Let's get those buns toasting, bread. Cheese, 10 more. Go.
I'm getting shredded.
Make the smart choice. Land of Frost premium.
Back here at beautiful Legacy Fields, the Oilmen and the Corn Dogs, a third straight matchup between these two squads. And the Oilmen have some work to do offensively. Ben will see if they can get the bats going a little bit. And they did have some good contact in that first inning from Hodges. Zarnacki hit the ball hard. It turned into a play that wasn't made by Noble at second. Then you have an out on the base paths at home plate. And we'll see if the Oilmen maybe are seeing Burke a little better than they've seen the Corn Dog pitchers the last few days, as they have hit a few balls hard in the early going.
Yes, and now we got David Marshall up, so hopefully he can connect with the ball and hopefully get the Oilmen on base as the leadoff.
Yeah, he cracks one foul in the count. No balls and 1 strike. 3-0 the score in favor of the Corn Dogs. They scored 3 times in the bottom of inning number 1, and the Oilmen play from behind early today. Here's the 0-1. Low for a ball. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. Two hits, an error, and a walk in that bottom of the first. Here's ball 2, 2-1. 2 of the 3 runs will be earned. The final run scored in that inning unearned as a result of the E1. Here's a crack foul left side, and the count is 1-2. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. It's swinging a ground ball to the left side, charging in Schultz. The shortstop throws to first in time. Well done by the Corn Dog shortstop. He charged in, gloved the slow roller, and threw to first to retire Marshall for out number 1.
Next batter for the Oilmen, number 28, Sebastian Cabeza.
Now it's Sebastian Cabeza standing in next. 1 out here in inning number 2. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, and the count 0-1.
I think he had that ball right there, but it just didn't want him.
We're talking about how the Oilmen have started slow, sometimes down through the years. Here comes the 0-1. This is taken for a strike. Adam Enright actually brought up to me after the game last night the 2016 season, in which the Oilmen started out with a record of 1-6 through the first 7 games. They really didn't hit their stride till about the 4th of July that year as Cabeza strikes out swinging for the second out of this inning. But they got hot when it counted, and that Oilmen team ended up winning the league championship that year. So you don't want to get too concerned about wins and losses, particularly the first week or two of the summer. It's a long season. The Oilmen always get better as the year goes along. Here's a tapper foul, and it's 0-1. That said, you'd love to win every game, and I think there's a chance for this to develop into a nice little rivalry in the league. The Oilmen, some of their old rivals are no longer in the league. Here comes the 0-1. It's a line drive to left. That's going to be a base hit. Zebig lines one the other way. A nice piece of hitting as the left-handed batter sent it on a line to left field, and it turns into a 2-out single, and the Oilmen extend the inning for Nolan Rimkus.
Now batting, number 8, Nolan Rimkus.
But you think back to some of the big-time matchups, and it was a lot of times the Oilmen and the DuPage County Hounds, and they're no longer in the league. The Vikings are still around and part of the league, but that rivalry hasn't quite had the juice that it maybe once did. So I think the Corn Dogs have a chance to really fill a gap as a rival for the Oilmen, a game that you can always get excited about, knowing both teams are going to be pretty good each and every year, perhaps, as we move forward here.
That is true, and we've seen great competition between these two teams the previous nights.
0-1 on Rimkus. This is low for a ball, 1-1. Justin Heisman pointed out, I heard in his press conference the other night, that the fact that a lot of the players on both teams are from the area, so they know each other, so they really want to win these games against one another. Here comes the 1-1. Taken for a strike, and it's 1-2 on Rimkus. And also, Adam Enright and Justin Heisman, we talked about it last night, they go way back, and they've worked together for many years, so there's a friendly rivalry there. The ownership level, the fans, this is taken for a ball. So I think this addition to the league is a really good thing for the Oilmen and can give you some matchups to really be charged up about, and the idea of maybe a rivalry as we go forward here that can be a lot of fun on both sides for two teams that have a chance to be pretty good, I think, over the course of this season. Here's ball 3, go full at 3-2 on Rimkus. Corn Dogs are out to a 3-0 lead in this ball game today. The lead from first Zebig is a swing and a miss, and the inning ends. No runs, a hit, 1 left for the Oilmen in the second. We played an inning and a half. It remains Lake County 3 and the Oilmen nothing on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
When you hire certified electrician contractors, you're getting the best. But just as important as our skill and expertise is our culture of safety. We know it's important to you, and we know it's important to them. Certified Electrician represents the NECA IBEW team, a team where safety and productivity go hand in hand. It's why our jobs finish on time and on budget. It's why owners that use us are repeat customers. Certified Electrician, working together, powering Northwest Indiana.
That beach is just too hot. I mean, God, look at it. It's making the sand burn, the mouth dry, the skin cry. I mean, everything's just... Oh, there's Coors Light. Well-mouthed desert, meet ice-cold beer. Mountain cold refreshment. Let's chill.
You didn't do anything wrong. You just didn't know Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra. Now, you do.
Back here in Crown Point with Ben Slack. Brian Vickery with you as we take it to the bottom of inning number 2, 3-0 in favor of the Corn Dogs. What does Paymaster need to do in this inning, Ben, to try to bounce back after allowing 3 in the first as he tries to put a 0 on the board here in the second?
Well, he really needs to concentrate on his pitching. Just take it easy, be calm, and not have to worry about what's coming up.
Paymaster, a 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball, slider, and changeup comprise his repertoire. He was a little under-recruited out of high school. That led to him going the JUCO route. Again, an all-league selection in this league a year ago. Here's a first pitch swing, ground ball to short, navigating the bounce. Schultz, the Marshall, I should say, the Oilman shortstop, throws to first in time to retire Curiel for the first out of the second inning. Jaden Deal is going to bat next. Deal 2 for 11 on the season to this point. Good start if Paymaster wants to bounce back in this inning, getting the contact and the ground ball to short for the first out of the frame. This is low and outside for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes on Deal. Paymaster telling me that he loves to watch movies, including comedies and thrillers. Among his favorites, here's the 1-0, low and in for a ball, 2-0. Always like to try to find out some things off the field about the ball players. 2 balls and no strikes, the count on Deal. Here comes the 2-0. It's taken high for a ball. We go to 3 balls and no strikes.
Just a bit outside.
And that's the one thing here. You don't want to fall behind in a lot of counts. That kind of got to the Oilman pitching staff a little bit last night as the starter Frank Quinn worked 2 clean innings to start the ball game. Here's the 3-0. This is strike 1 called. But then as we got into the 3rd and 4th innings, he started to fall behind a little more frequently. And that led to his exit from the game after 4. 3-1 here on Deal. Let's see if Paymaster can get back in the count and get it to full. Here's the pitch. This is low and in for a ball. It is a 1-out walk. It's the second walk of the day issued by Paymaster. The first came back to haunt the Oilmen as Noble walked and scored in the first. This one comes with 1 away in the second, and now Austin Ridgway, who had a big hit last night that drove in a pair, will stand in next. Had that double in the 4th inning last night. Here comes the pitch taken for a strike, and the count 0-1. Holiday weekend baseball. Memorial Day, kind of a weekend just made for baseball. You love having good weather. It's been kind of a cold spring here in Northwest Indiana.
Well, today over here in Crown Point, it is 83 degrees. It's not actually that hot today, I've noticed. The breeze is very nice. It's a good way to spend your Memorial Day weekend here at the ballpark.
Ridgway showed bunt. He pulled back and took low and outside for a ball. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike. The lead at first for Deal. Here's Paymaster's pitch. Deal runs. Pitch, a strike. Throw to second base is going to be not in time. This is a very tough assignment for the umpire today, Andrew Papaz, who is calling balls and strikes and umpiring the bases. So he had to call the pitch a strike, and then he had to look down at second base and make a call on a close play. I thought the ball beat him there, but the tag apparently came just a little bit too late, and it's a stolen base. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Ridgway, but now Deal is in scoring position with Lake County already leading by 3. Here comes the 1-2. Swinging a high chop on the infield. This is going to twist foul, and it remains 1-2.
Yeah, the Oilmen really need to watch themselves here, especially Paymaster with that pitching. You know, if this guy gets a base hit right here, that will drive in another run, and the Corn Dogs will be ahead by 4.
1 ball and 2 strikes, the count. Here comes the set and the 1-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. A timely strikeout for Ridgway for Paymaster, and that's the second out here in the inning.
Number 11, Donovan Noble.
Hopefully Paymaster can pitch like that again right here. Noble last inning got a walk. Let's see what he does here.
Noble, scored a run in that first. Part of a 3-run inning for Lake County as they put up an early crooked number here on this Sunday. Here's the pitch on the way, swinging a grounder foul. But this weather, again, very welcomed after kind of a colder spring. As many of our listeners know, I work at Valpo during the spring and full-time, and we had a lot of games that we were playing college baseball during the spring, and it was brutally cold out. It just does not make it as much fun. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss, and the count 0-2.
I noticed, too, with this cold season on the professional level, not a lot of people have been going to the Chicago baseball.
Yeah, it doesn't help attendance. So that's what you can get excited about with the summer is we're expected to have great weather as things seem to have turned around here of late, and you can come on out to the ballpark and take in some games at Oil City Stadium. Here's the 0-2. This is popped up on the infield. Underneath it is Fumacanon. He gloves it, and the inning ends. No runs, no hits, 1 left for Lake County in that inning. We played 2. It remains Lake County 3 and the Oilmen nothing on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
I've never seen ads on top of the roof where it's helping the community.
I am a success.
I am the future.
I am.
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 I am Ivy Tech Community College. Are you?
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
As Sweet Caroline blares through the speakers of Legacy Fields, we're back for the 3rd inning, and it's 3-0 in favor of the host Corn Dogs here on this Sunday afternoon. And final few warm-up tosses being completed by the Lake County pitcher, James Burke, the South Suburban College right-hander, 6'4", 180, making his Corn Dog debut here today, a 2021 graduate of Carl Sundberg. And he'll finish up the final few warm-up heaves before the inning commences here in just a moment. 3-0 the score as we get set to begin inning number 3.
Yes, let's see what the Oilmen can do right here. You know, hopefully they can start driving in some runs. They really need them right now.
No question. The offense has not been maybe what you hoped for the last few days, but there's still plenty of time to get that turned around here, and we anticipate that to happen sooner rather than later. Tyler Fumacanon will stand in to begin this 3rd inning. Fumacanon will be followed by Curcio and Hodges here in the 3rd. Pitch from Burke is a strike, and it's 0-1.
McKinnon last night did not have a very good game. He didn't have any hits or runs, so let's see what he does here. Hopefully he can turn things around.
It was far from alone in that last night. It was tough to hit Plezak, the pitcher for Crown Point, as he fouls one. The count, no balls and 2 strikes here. As I'm going to talk a little more about last night and the pitching of the Corn Dogs. Here comes the 2-strike pitch. This is outside for a ball. Plezak, as Adam Enright told me after the game, really commanded multiple pitches for strikes, changed speeds effectively, and that made it tough on Oilmen hitters. Here's the 1-2. This is taken high for a ball, 2-2. The Oilmen had a long talk post-game, especially the hitters were involved in that. Here's a strike 3 called. Out on strikes is Fumacanon. And they discussed improving approach at the plate, and Adam Enright addressed that with the hitters. It was a fairly lengthy discussion, and Adam always a guy who is willing to coach, and some young hitters on this team that are a little raw and maybe could use some coaching, and that's what they're here for, to try to improve over the course of the summer. And so I think we'll see that talent start to blossom more and more over the next couple of weeks. Here's a bunt and a foul as Curcio tried to lay one down the third base line, attempting to bunt for a hit, and it's 0-1.
Yes, and again, this is still the beginning of the season. The Oilmen haven't even had their first home game yet, so hopefully before we hit Oil City Stadium on June 8th, hopefully the Oilmen can find their footing and hopefully start to find their place.
0-1 on Curcio, who wiggles the bat behind the head. He takes low for a ball. Count evens out at a ball and a strike. He did not show bunt that time. But again, a long discussion with the hitters after the game, and it was just about approach at the plate, and they took batting practice in the cage and did some work earlier as well to try to improve things offensively. But it always takes a little time. The wood bats are an adjustment. When you look back down through the years, it's kind of been a similar story early in the season, and a lot of guys knocking off cobwebs. Maybe they didn't play a ton during the spring, and then everyone adjusting to using the wood bat. So I do think that's a big part of it as well. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Curcio. He grounds it slowly foul left side, and it remains 1-2. Curcio from Aurora. That's where he goes to college. Hodges a double his last time he's on deck. Let's see if Curcio can find a way to get on base. Here's the 1-2. Swinging a ground ball towards second. Noble gloves it. It's a routine play. Out at first is Curcio 4-3. The putout goes for the second out of the third inning.
Next batter for the Oilmen, number 7, Jason Hodges.
And it's Jason Hodges due up next.
Hodges last time got a nice base hit. We'll see what he does right here.
Here comes the first pitch to him, taken for a strike called, the count 0-1. Matt Vituli back on the Oilmen coaching staff. Under Adam Enright, he's in the third base coaching box. Here's the 0-1. Low and outside for a ball, 1-1. Matt Vituli actually managed in this league for the Joliet Generals for a couple of years. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. This is a strike. He went too far. He tried to hold up but couldn't do it, and now it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count from Burke to Hodges.
Now we got 2 outs here in the inning. We'll see what happens right now.
1-2, 2 down, top of the third. Burke's pitch. It's a crack to right. It's going to be a base hit over the glove of a leaping Noble. A clean single into right. Hodges has hit the ball really hard throughout the ball game today. A double that was scorched down the left field line, and now a sharply hit single as he goes the other way and rips one into right for a 2-out single. The Oilmen with 3 hits in the game, and 2 of them belong to Jason Hodges.
Now we got Chris Baker up the bat. Let's see. Maybe he can move Hodges to another base.
Baker struck out swinging his first time. He swings and misses here, and it's 0-1. Baker has a younger brother named Jordan who played in the league for the Generals as a pitcher. Chris played for the Oilmen, as we've talked about, several different seasons. Here comes a pickoff maneuver to first. Diving back in headfirst safely is Hodges. Two outs. Hunter takes his lead from first. Here comes the pitch on the way. Low for a ball, and it's 1-1. Chris Baker trying to extend the inning. A 2-out base runner for the Oilmen. And again, base runners have been a little bit hard to come by against Corn Dog pitching this season. Here's a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. This Corn Dog pitching staff had a long scoreless inning streak that reached the low 20s before it was finally snapped last night. Here comes the 1-2. This is high and away for a ball. It was 16 scoreless entering last night, and then they added 6 more to that and ended up with 22 consecutive scoreless innings on the mound.
Wow, that is incredible.
So Oilman finally scratched out a run. It was in the 7th against Plesac last night. Here's a 2-2. Low and in for a ball at 3-2. Even that, there was one ball that was lost in the lights and one that was a bad hop, and that's what helped lead to the run. 3-2 on Chris Baker. He hit that ball that was lost in the lights and turned into a triple a night ago. Here comes the payoff pitch from Burke to Baker. Instead, a pickoff throw to first. It's not in time as Hodges lumbers back into the base safely. Head start time for Hodges at first. Here comes the payoff pitch. It's a ground ball to second. Noble fields it cleanly. He lobs to first in time, and the inning ends. No runs, a hit, one left for the Oilmen in the third. After 2.5, it's Lake County 3 and the Oilmen nothing on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Don't go to the office. We build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an iron worker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
You guys are crushing it. See how 8 grams of healthy protein in Land of Frost premium meat gives you energy and keeps you full. Let's get those buns toasting, bread. Cheese, 10 more. Go.
I'm getting shredded.
Back we are in Crown Point. Brandon Vickery, Ben Slack. Leo Sauterher will be back on the broadcast tomorrow. I spoke with him this morning, and he's feeling better. We did report last night that he left mid-broadcast and was not feeling well, and Ben was able to jump in on short notice, but Leo will have the game for you tomorrow, along with Josh for the Oilmen and the Panthers tomorrow afternoon. But we certainly wish him the best. He was scheduled to miss this game today, and he'll be back in business tomorrow. So he is feeling better after yesterday. A little bit of an illness sidelined him. I've never had that happen before, where here's a ground ball back to the mound. This is fielded by Paymaster. He runs halfway to first. He overhand flips it to the first baseman. That's Zebig, and that is out number 1. Terry is out on a 1-3 putout for the first out of the third, and it'll be Schultz coming up next. And then Mathis. Or then Loden, I should say, then Mathis. But we're glad to hear that Leo is feeling better, and we look forward to having him back coming up tomorrow and throughout the week this week.
Absolutely.
Here comes the pitch on the way low for a ball, and the count 1-0. Yeah, in all the games I've done here, that was the first. That was a new first to have my broadcast partner unexpectedly have to leave mid-game. But we're just glad everything turned out okay. Here comes the 1-0. This is taken for a ball, and the count 2-0.
And you have been doing this ever since the Oilmen became a team.
Yeah. It's hard to believe this is now the 11th season of the Oilmen, and also it's fun to have the Corn Dogs in their first season and to be a part of that here this weekend. Here's a drive to left, well hit. It could be trouble off the bat of Schultz, and it's going to bang off the wall. Hodges was up against the fence, had to deflect away from him, and it's going to be an easy stand-up double, and holding there is Schultz. Schultz gave this a ride. It had a chance to possibly get out of here, but it banged off the fence in deep left. Hodges had ran all the way up against the fence, and then it took a deflection away from him, but Schultz held it second and did not try to stretch it into a 3-base hit as the Corn Dogs have a man in scoring position with one away for Loden.
Yeah, I got to admit, that ball had me worried for a second.
Even though it didn't leave the yard, it's still trouble here as Paymaster will try to wiggle out of a runner on second, 1-out jam. Here's the set from Paymaster and his pitch. Lefty on lefty is a strike. Loden went too far.
Good eye on the umpire there.
Loden struck out swinging his first time. It was a good at-bat for Paymaster on the mound. He really had Loden, a big power hitter, a little bit off balance in that first matchup between the two. We'll see how this one unfolds. Here's the 0-1 low for a ball, blocked by Cabeza. Kevin Hallberg is in the first base coaching box for the Corn Dogs. He pitched for the Southland Vikings at one time. And Justin Heisman in the box at third. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here's the set and the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch from Paymaster. It's fisted foul back to the screen, and it remains a ball and 2 strikes.
That ball went right over the press box.
Good to have all you with us today, whether you found us on Region Sports or on the Jed TV or on WJOB, the network always growing. Good to have you along. Want to say hello to some of our real big Oilmen fans that are along for the broadcast this weekend. Here comes the 1-2 to Loden, swing and a miss. Paymaster strikes him out for the second time today. Loden has gone on strikes, and there's 2 gone with a runner at second. Mathis will come up next. Mathis, sacrifice fly in the first. He's hitting .429 on the season. That was his first run driven in. He also has drawn 3 walks. Hello to Tony Dybel listening in today. Good to have Tony back again this season, a long-time Oilmen fan and supporter and member of the organization. Here's a pitch inside for a ball, 1-0. I saw Tony was listening. Mike Jones is out there as well in our listening audience. We say hello to Mike. We'll see him at the ballpark here very, very soon when we get the home slate started. So Mike said he was listening today. Here comes the set and the 1-0. Swing and a miss. It's going too far was Mathis, and the count evens at 1-1. We know many others are tuned in, whether it's back in Whiting or across the region or across the World Wide Web. Here's the 1-1. This is swung on and lifted to left center. It's going to be caught by the left fielder Hodges just to the center field side of left field, and he gloves it to end the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left for the Corn Dogs in that inning. A 1-out double goes to waste, but the Oilmen, their second straight time, putting a 0 on the board. However, it's still a 3-0 Corn Dog lead. The 4th is after this in the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
When you hire certified electrician contractors, you're getting the best. But just as important as our skill and expertise is our culture of safety. We know it's important to you, and we know it's important to them. Certified Electrician represents the NECA IBEW team, a team where safety and productivity go hand in hand. It's why our jobs finish on time and on budget. It's why owners that use us are repeat customers. Certified Electrician, working together, powering Northwest Indiana.
That beach is just too hot. I mean, God, look at it. It's making the sand burn, the mouth dry, the skin cry. I mean, everything's just... Oh, there's Coors Light. Well-mouthed desert, meet ice-cold beer. Mountain cold refreshment. That's chill.
You didn't do anything wrong. You just didn't know Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra. Now, you do.
Back here in Crown Point, the final few warm-up tosses are being heaved out by James Burke, who so far has kept the Oilmen off the scoreboard. Oilmen with a base hit in each inning. They had a double from Hodges in the first, a single from Zebig in the second, and a single from Hodges in the third. But to this point, nothing to show for it in the run column. And the Oilmen will send up the 4, 5, and 6 hitters in this inning. Kyle Zarnacki will be the first Oilman to come to the plate. He reached on an error his first time. There ended up being an out recorded as Hodges tried to score from second base and was out at the plate. Here's a crack just a bit foul down the left field line, and the count 0-1. Pretty good piece of contact from from Zarnacki, and he was a little out in front as he lined it foul. Here's the 0-1. This is swung on and
it's another foul.
Lifted foul off to the right, not a play. Now it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the 2-strike pitch. This is ball. Count 1 ball and 2 strikes. I did not get the chance to sample the corn dog here the other night. I was actually hoping to in the 5th inning, and Leo was going to jump in and do the play-by-play, but then his plans changed. I, of course, had to do all 9, and that kind of prevented me from my corn dog sampling. But if you're going to be known as the corn dogs, I mean, you've got to have a good corn dog in the ballpark. This is high for a ball, 2-2. It's going to have to wait again today, as I think I'm going to have to do all 9 here. But maybe next time I'll have that 5th inning off, and Leo's back next time we're here. Here comes the 2-2. This is swung on and lifted to the left. Back on it is Ridgway. This is in foul territory in the corner, and it is in play, but it's not caught. It deflects off the sidewall, and it's 2-2 still on Zarnacki. Just landed in the far corner, just playable, but again, no play made. It would have been a tough play for Ridgway as it deflected in the very corner of foul territory. Quite a bit of foul territory here at Legacy Fields.
There is. There actually is quite a bit here. I haven't noticed that last night.
Here comes the 2-2. This is popped up. It's in foul territory again. This time it is playable for Curiel. He makes the catch, and that is out number 1.
Number 4, David Marshall.
Now it's David Marshall. Marshall was a golfer throughout high school. He was really into golf. He was the conference champion in golf his sophomore year. Here comes the first pitch to the left-handed batter. He takes inside for a ball, 1-0. He said he's trying to improve some minor details in his swing, his baseball swing, that is, not his golf swing. Here's the pitch grounded to the right side, picked up by Noble. The second baseman throws to first in time. There have been a lot of action for Noble at second base today. He had 2 plays in the last inning, 1 in this inning, and that's the second out of the 4th.
Cabeza had a strikeout last inning.
Cabeza still seeking his first hit in an Oilman uniform. He's 0 for 8 on the young year so far. Strong arm behind the plate. Tries to be a leadership-type guy as a catcher. He swings and misses here. So often that's important for the catching position. Have a guy that can be a leader for your team, especially out there on defense. Here comes the 0-1. It's a ball, and it's 1-1.
Well, being that leader and a pretty good catcher worked for Johnny Bench. Let's see if it works here.
No ball, or 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the pitch taken for a strike at the count 1-2. Cabeza likes to go fishing in his spare time. Here's the 1-2, a bouncer foul left side. In particular, he goes to Florida and goes deep sea fishing in the ocean.
Oh, wow.
Are you much of a fisherman yourself, Ben?
I've gone fishing before, but just with my grandfather, and it's basically just going like to Wolf Lake or something like that, and we catch them, take a picture of me with it, and then just throw it back. It's not like we've really cooked it or anything. My cousin, on the other hand, is a big-time fisherman. Have yet to go with him, though.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Cabeza. Really don't have a lot of hobbies outside of baseball, to be honest, and sports and working. Here comes the 1-2. This is a swing and a foul. It's a tip into the mid of Deal for strike 3. I wasn't sure if Deal hung on or not, but he did. And out on strikes is Cabeza for the 3rd out of the inning. 1-2-3 go the Oilmen in the 4th after 3.5. It's the Corn Dogs 3 and the Oilmen nothing on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
I've never seen ads on top of the roof where it's helping the community.
I am a success. I am the future.
I am.
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 I am Ivy Tech Community College.
Are you?
light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
Back here in Crown Point, Paymaster is still working for the Oilmen. He's yielded 3 runs thus far, but all of them came in the opening inning. He has put 2 zeros on the board since then as the Corn Dogs had runners at second base in each of the second and third innings, but in both cases, that man was stranded right there. We take it to the bottom of the fourth with the Oilmen trailing by a score of 3-0, and the big question comes, can they string some offense together? Paymaster has settled in, and the pitching has continued to be not dominant, not great so far this season, but solid and good. And you can really be pretty happy with the way your team's pitched early in the year. Especially the Oilmen, I think, have controlled the ball pretty well. The bullpen did not walk anybody yesterday. They haven't given up a lot of free passes. All in all, you have to be pretty happy with the pitching staff. It hasn't been dominant, but again, it's done enough to keep you in games. And now you just need the offense to pick it up a little bit.
Yes, exactly. I mean, the Oilmen are still trailing by 3 here, but, let's see what they can do here. I believe, the pitching has been pretty solid today, and, hopefully it can stand out here, and hopefully this lead can extend.
It'll be former Oilman Jacob Ferry to bat here.
Very grounded out last time he was up.
He takes low and outside. I saw some Paymaster Ferry matchups a year ago, but it was Paymaster pitching for the Vikings and Ferry batting for the Oilmen. And now it's Paymaster pitching for the Oilmen and Ferry with the Lake County Corn Dogs. Moorhead State Eagle. Moorhead State in the Ohio Valley Conference. This is low and outside for a ball, 2-0. Been to Moorhead a few times. 2 balls and no strikes the count. Here comes the pitch on the way. It's swung on and lifted in the air left center. It's going to be the center fielder Curcio to camp underneath it. He makes the routine catch, and Ferry is the first out of the 4th inning.
Now batting number 7, Cal Periel.
Now it'll be Cal Curiel to stand in for Lake County. Grounded out his first time. I talked about the Oilman bullpen issuing no walks. I thought most impressive. Here's a little dribbler to the right side, sliding for it and making the play for McCannon. He throws to first in time. Nice job to come up with that. McCannon was positioned closer to the bag, and he was able to go over it. It looked a little awkward. He had to kind of slide for it, but he was able to field it cleanly, get up and throw out Curiel for out number 2. Now it'll be Jaden Deal with 2 outs and the base is clear. But I'll tell you what, Ben, it was Freitas who came in to pitch the bottom of the 8th inning that impressed me most as far as the Oilman pitching staff last night. He struck out the side and looked sharp doing it. Here comes the pitch low and in for a ball, 1-0. He could be a real weapon for the Oilman pitching staff.
Yes, that was amazing. Maybe we'll see him today here too.
Yeah, several Oilman relievers are up again today, meaning that they could potentially come back in the game after pitching yesterday. Hayden, I know, is here, and he is up today. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. This is taken outside for a ball, 2 balls and no strikes. Oilmen have scored just 1 run in the 3 games against the Corn Dogs so far. We're in the bottom of the 4th in the 3rd and final game of what amounts to a weekend series between these 2 teams. The 2-0 is lifted foul out of play in the count 2-1.
This game is actually a makeup game from Friday, I believe, correct?
Correct. And often in the league, you don't see the same teams playing in a kind of a series. That's not the format the league uses for scheduling. It's all one-off games. But in this case, it turned out to be, when they put the schedule together, a kind of a series to get things going over Memorial Day weekend between the Oilmen and the Corn Dogs. 2-1 high for a ball, 3-1. Oilmen always play a lot of road games early in the year. Oil City Stadium, their beautiful home ballpark, hosts high school sectional and regional games at this time of year. Here comes the 3-1. Swinging a chop foul, and the count goes full at 3-2.
Oh, it is a beautiful ballpark. Been there a number of times, and even back in the day, it used to be the Little League for Whiting. I remember my father used to say he always used to play there, and he's amazed at what they did with the site now.
Yeah, Standard Diamonds Park was the name of the site itself, and then the stadium, Oil City Stadium, on 119th Street in Whiting. We hope to see you there next week. Here's the payoff pitch. It's inside for ball 4. So we just talked about the importance of throwing strikes for the pitching staff. And Deal has been the one guy who's really worked walks today. In fact, 2 of the 3 corn dog walks have come from Deal. He stole second last time he walked. Now he's aboard with 2 down, and Ridgway will stand in. The lead at first. Here's a swing and a miss, and they count no balls and 1 strike. He had maybe an elbow guard or something in his mouth there as he took the lead from first. So I kind of doubted he was running at that juncture. Now he puts that in his back pocket and looks a little more ready to maneuver. Here comes the 0-1. This is low and outside for a ball, 1-1. Ridgway, left-handed hitter, struck out his first time, 2 for 6 on the season so far, has driven in a few runs. Here's a swing and a foul at the plate, and it goes to 1-2. Great overall complex here in Crown Point. I came in a bit of a different way than I did yesterday and went by the Dome, where they have some indoor soccer that takes place. I've seen some indoor soccer there here in Crown Point, just a minute or 2 away from this baseball diamond.
Well, Crown Point here is a beautiful town, and this park kind of shows it.
Strike 3 called. Ridgway is caught looking as Paymaster notches the strikeout and fans Ridgway for the second time today. We've played 4 innings. It remains 3-0 in favor of Lake County on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
Don't go to the office. We build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an ironworker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
You guys are crushing it. See how 8 grams of healthy protein in Land of Frost premium meat gives you energy and keeps you full. Let's get those buns toasting, bread. Cheese, 10 more. Go.
I'm getting shredded.
Make the smart choice. Land of Frost Premium.
Back at the ballpark as we take it to inning number 5. Brenna Vickery back with you. Ben Slack with me as well as we keep things rolling here. The Oilmen offense is trying to get things rolling. We've talked at great length. Again, it's early in the year. And there's one thing I know. It's that they have a coach that knows a thing or two about hitting, and Adam Enright, really a hitting-minded coach, and I think he'll get things turned around. It's only a few games in. It's always early in the season. And, again, we expect to see plenty more offense out of these Oilmen as the year moves along, as the YMCA blares through the loudspeaker here in Crown Point. But we were talking before the break, Ben, about how this really is a beautiful complex, a lot of fields right around here. They got the Dome, an entire sportsplex here in Crown Point, and really a great city and a great area, and I'm really happy that they added a team in the Northern League right here in Crown Point.
Sure.
Number 37, Jack Zibig.
Jack Zibig will stand in. Here's the first pitch to the left-handed hitter, swing and a miss. He's making his Oilman debut here today. He attends Maryville. Here's a pitch low for a ball. Count 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. This is taken for a strike call, and the count is 1-2. James Burke, still going strong, has not allowed a run for the Corn Dogs. He was the Region 4 Junior College MVP this season. Here's a ground ball up the middle. It's going to leak through the center of the diamond for a base hit. Zebig has his second hit of the day. The Oilmen with 4 hits, and they've all come from either Hodges or Zebig as he grounds one through the center of the diamond, and it's a leadoff base hit here in inning number 5. Nolan Rimkiss will stand in next. But Burke, a good year at South Suburban, the region MVP, helping the Bulldogs under longtime head coach Steve Ruzich. Here's a strike called, win their 14th regional title earlier this month. He went 7 2/3 innings in a game against Triton. And Paymaster, of course, pitched at Triton. And look out, hit in the helmet here. And we have to...
Make sure he's okay.
Yeah, Rimkiss gets nailed in the helmet. Adam Enright out to take a look at him, and he appears to be a little bit woozy, and I think he might have to leave the game. So he gets nailed in the helmet, and he's kind of doubled over and
probably trying to still figure out like where he is, what's going on.
Yeah, they are looking for some medical help here as he got hit in the helmet. Always a scary moment. Anytime anybody's hit up in the head or the face area, now he appears to kind of have regained his bearings a little bit as he walks off under his own power. He retreats to the Oilmen first base dugout, and we'll get a pinch runner into the ball game here for the Oilmen. But our primary concern is with Nolan Rimkus. The last thing you want to see is any sort of injury, but especially one of a nature where you have someone nailed up in the head. So it'll be a pinch runner, Joe Cosenza, will come in and run at first base.
Yeah, he appears to be putting his hat on right now, and I believe he's going to be sitting down in the dugout, so he appears to be okay.
Joe Cosenza pinch runs, and Zebig advances to second after the hit batter. Now it's a real scoring chance here for the Oilmen. But they will attend to Rimkus in the first base dugout, and we again hope that he turns out to be A-OK. So always a tough moment when you see somebody nailed anywhere in the head or the face area, and this one got him right in the helmet.
Exactly. A couple nights ago, I was watching the Big Ten tournament, and same thing happened to a guy from the Indiana team. Luckily, he was all right, and hopefully it's the same with Rimkus over here.
McCannon will stand in next. He struck out looking his first time. Let's see if he can come through. Runners are at first and second for the Oilmen. Nobody out. This is their best scoring chance as far as 2 on with nobody out. They have had runners in each inning in this ballgame except for the fourth when they went 1-2-3.
Exactly. This is the moment that the Oilmen have been waiting for, and hopefully they can take advantage of it.
This is high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes.
Hopefully they can knock away this shutout that's going on right now.
Rimkus again left the game a moment ago after being hit in the head, and we just hope he's okay. Here comes the 1-0. This is low for a ball. It's going to cause the runners to hold at first and second. I thought they might have a chance to advance there as it bounced away from the catcher Deal, but they remain at first and second. You don't want to make an out on the base paths in this spot.
No.
Burke, again, a great year at South Suburban, the MVP of Region 4 Junior College, has had a good start so far. The Orland Park native and Carl Sundberg High School graduate. Here comes the set from him. And the 2-0 to the Oilman second baseman. It's taken for a strike call, and it's 2-1. That was a big strike as he had fallen behind 2-0 with already 2 on after a hit batter a moment ago. Two balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging a high bounce toward third. This is fielded by Curiel. His throw to first is going to be in time. Out at first base on a close play is Phil McCannon.
That was still some good hustling on his part, though.
And that's the first out of the inning. Runners move up to second and third, however. Cosenza safe at second. Zebig the same at third. And now Dom Curcio will bat, and he has a chance to take a big bite out of the Corn Dog lead with a base hit here. It's a key spot in the game. Top of the order up, runners at second and third. We're in the fifth inning, but runs have been so hard to come by for the Oilmen this weekend that you want to take advantage of this spot. Here's a flare to left. It's going to get down for a base hit. Coming in to score is Zebig. Around third, Cosenza. He holds there. A soft flare to left, but it got the job done as Curcio loops one just over the infield, and it turns into the first Oilman run of the day as Zebig comes in and scores. Cosenza holds at third. RBI single for Curcio. And Hodges will bat with runners at first and third, one away, and the Corn Dog lead now at 3-1.
All right. Let's see if the Oilmen can extend it here. If Hodges gets a hit here, then that will bring home another run. We only got one out here in the top of the fifth.
Corn Dog middle infield is back, looking for something they can turn. First pitch is a strike, and it's 0-1. Oilmen trying to get at least one more out of this chance here in this fifth inning. They have broken through for the first run of the day. But unlike yesterday where base runners were few and far between, they have had their chances in the early going today. Here's the 0-1. Look out, another hit by pitch. And nailed with this one in the lower body is Hodges. He's okay. The second hit by pitch of the inning. And now the bases are full of Oilmen. And that's going to lead to Kyle Hallberg, the pitching coach, and a former player in this league, making his way to the mound for a visit. So the entire infield is going to be called in here. And Chris Baker, a dangerous hitter, will stand in, been in a big spot with the bases full and only one away.
Yes, this could be what we need right here, you know. The Oilmen have been waiting for this. Their bases are loaded. Let's see if they can make something of this.
Discussion on the mound still going. It's been a good outing for Burke so far, but he's lost a little bit of his command in this inning. He has hit two batters. He's fallen behind more than he did to this point. The Oilmen have him on the ropes here in this frame.
Yes, and now the Corn Dogs do have somebody warming up in the bullpen as we speak.
And Pappas, the home plate umpire, I should just say the umpire, and the one and only today, is going to go to the mound and move things along. Hallberg retreats to the third base dugout.
Rimkus, the Oilmen player, hit in the head earlier. He seems to be okay. He's currently holding something on his head, most likely ice. But he seems to be okay. He's on his feet still. And
he hasn't left the facility. He's in the dugout. That's a good sign. So we'll wish him the best, and we'll maybe get an update in the next day or two that we'll pass along on a future broadcast. Here's the first pitch to Baker. He swings and lifts this one foul out of play left side, and the count 0-1.
Got one out here in the top of the fifth. Bases are loaded.
No balls and a strike. 3-1 in favor of the Corn Dogs. Oilmen looking for their biggest inning of the weekend. Here's a swing and a drive foul off to the left, and this one's going to sail out of play, and it's 0-2. The score as we play inning number 5. Oilmen take their leads from all three bases. Here comes the set from Burke and the 0-2. Swinging a ground ball towards second, fielded by Noble. He tags the runner one. The throw to first is high, and it's not in time. So they get the one out on the fielder's choice, 4 unassisted, and safe at first on the fielder's choice, Baker. Out at second base is Hodges, and a run comes in and scores. Give Baker an RBI as Cosenza scores to make it 3-2. Curcio safe at third, and there are now 2 down here in the inning. A good throw to first gets him. No error there as it goes as a fielder's choice. You can't assume the double play, but a good throw there would have been an inning-ending twin killing. Now Zarnacki trying to really make the Corn Dogs pay. Here's a grounder foul left side, and it's 0-1.
Yes, now the game is only a 1-run difference. This is what the Oilmen want. They wanted to decrease that lead that the Corn Dogs had on them, and they certainly have here. It is now 3-2 instead of 3-0 like it was earlier.
0-1 on Zarnacki. Runners at the corners, 3-2 Corn Dogs. Here's the pitch, grounded foul in between the third base bag and the third base coach, Matt Vituli. The count 0-2. Vituli was on the Oilman staff back in 2018. He actually acted as Oilman manager for a handful of games that season as Adam Enright was transitioning out at that time. He managed the Generals for a few years as well. Runner from first goes. 0-2, ground ball towards short. This is fielded by Schultz, and it gets by him. It's not going to be fielded by Schultz. The game is tied, and holding at third base is going to be Baker as Zarnacki hit a ground ball to short. This got past Schultz, and a few miscues defensively for the Corn Dogs in this inning. This is likely an E6, and it extends the inning. It allows the tying run to come in and score, and we've got a pitching change coming up. Justin Heisman's going to the bullpen. We'll take a timeout, and we'll come back for the continuation of this fifth inning. 3 runs in the bank, and the Oilmen are looking for the lead when we come back on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
When you hire certified electrician contractors, you're getting the best. But just as important as our skill and expertise is our culture of safety. We know it's important to you, and we know it's important to them. Certified Electrician represents the NECA IBEW team, a team where safety and productivity go hand in hand. It's why our jobs finish on time and on budget. It's why owners that use us are repeat customers. Certified Electrician, working together, powering Northwest Indiana.
That beach is just too hot. I mean, God, look at it. It's making the sand burn, the mouth dry, the skin cry. I mean, everything's just... Oh, there's Coors Light. Well, mouth desert, meet ice-cold beer. Mountain cold refreshment. That's chill.
You didn't do anything wrong. You just didn't know Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra. Now, you do.
And we are back here at Legacy Fields as the Corn Dogs have a new pitcher on the mound, and the Oilmen get ready to bat.
Back we are as we have a new pitcher on the mound for the Lake County Corn Dogs. The Corn Dogs have gone to the bullpen. A little bit of wobbly defense from Lake County in this inning. You had a double play that wasn't turned, then you had an E6 a moment ago, and the day is done for their starting pitcher, Burke, who really pitched pretty well 4 2/3 innings. He will not have a chance to get the win. The best he can hope for is a no decision. He's still responsible for the runners at first and third. He allowed 3 runs. 2 earned. There were 5 hits against him. He walked none, had great control throughout the day. The Corn Dog pitching staff has really had good command and control over the last few days, and Burke struck out 4. And it'll be the inning will continue here with 2 down. Marshall will stand in. The Oilmen would love to keep adding on and capitalizing on a few defensive miscues in this inning for the Corn Dogs. And Will Pettit is the pitcher here for Lake County. Will Pettit on to pitch for the Corn Dogs. And now stealing second base, uncontested, is Zarnacki. He just took second base. There was no pitch delivered. And they just were not holding him on, so he swipes second without a throw. Now a base hit could drive in 2. Here's the pitch taken for a strike called, and it's 0-1. Baker at third, Zarnacki at second now with the ball game tied at 3. The Oilmen have scored 3 times in this 5th inning. Here comes the 0-1. Low for a ball, blocked by Deal. The count 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 3-3 tie. Runners at second and third. Here comes the 1-1. Swinging a ripped foul left side in the count 1-2. 3 in this 5th. The Corn Dogs got all of their runs in the first inning. Neither team had scored since the first until this 3-run 5th for the Oilmen.
Yes, this has been the inning that the Oilmen have been waiting for. They've been waiting for these runs, and they certainly got them with this game tied now.
Here's Pettit's 1-2 pitch. It's high for a ball and charging toward the plate, trying to score Baker. Here's the flip. He's going to be safe at the plate. It's a wild pitch. Baker comes in and scores on the wild pitch. Zarnacki goes to third, and the Oilmen have taken the lead. It's 4-3 now in favor of the Oilmen. That run will be charged to Burke, but it'll be an unearned run. Any further scoring in this inning will be unearned because of the E6 with Zarnacki reaching a moment ago. Baker comes in and scores. It's now 4-3 Oilmen. There's the set and the next offering to Marshall. Swinging a foul at the plate. Zarnacki, the runner at third. The Oilmen have a 4-3 lead. It's their first lead against the Corn Dogs over these 3 games. They were outscored 10-1 over the first 2 games combined, but they have battled from behind in this 5th inning, taking advantage of some opportunities presented by the Corn Dogs. This is high for a ball. Count full at 3-2. Here's the set from Pettit and his payoff pitch. This is low for ball 4. It just missed, and it's a walk for Marshall, as that's the first base on balls worked by an Oilman batter today. And it puts runners at first and third for Cabeza, who has struck out twice.
Now batting, number 28, Sebastian Cabeza.
Top of inning number 5 in Crown Point, Indiana. Oilmen have battled from behind with 4 in this inning to take a lead over the Lake County Corn Dogs.
They certainly have. I mean, this inning has been all Oilmen.
Here's a pitch low for a ball, and with the dirt ball read moving up to second base is Marshall on a wild pitch. Runners at second and third now. A base hit could really give some separation, which would be nice for the Oilmen. Here comes the 1-0. This is ball 2, 2 balls and no strikes. 2-0 on Cabeza. Cabeza, again, has struck out twice, but let's see if he can come through in this spot. Pettit falling behind. 2-0. This one bounces away. Trying to score on the play is going to be Zarnacki, and he will. It's another wild pitch. That's the third wild pitch uncorked by Pettit, and that's the final run that will be charged to Burke. So you can close the book on Burke. He allows 5 runs, but only 2 earned because of the error in this inning. 4 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, no walks. Now the runner at third is Marshall, and he's the responsibility of the reliever Pettit, but Burke at this point will be on the hook for the loss, and that'll require the Oilmen, though, to hold on to what is now a 5-3 lead. 3-0 the count. Here's the pitch from Pettit. It's ball 4. Back-to-back walks, and it's been a struggle for Pettit to throw strikes since entering the game.
Next batter, number 37, Jack Zibig.
Jack Zebig will come up next. Runners at first and third for the Oilmen. Now time called as Cabeza needs to fix his shoe over at first. Oilmen offense had been very quiet against the Corn Dogs until this inning, but they have put up a high 5, and they are looking for more in this 5th.
Yes, they certainly have been doing some good.
And this gets away from the catcher deal, and advancing to second safely is Cabeza. Another wild pitch. Deal's been bouncing him in there. He has had 4 wild pitches since coming into the game. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs, 5-3 Oilmen. Oilmen the beneficiary of a few walks and a few hit batters, and also an error in this inning, and another defensive mistake that doesn't count as an error that could have been a double play. This is a pitch low and in for a ball, 2-0. But they've also done some things to take advantage. They put balls in play. Z-Big had a single earlier in this inning to lead off this frame. Curcio had an RBI single. 2 balls and no strikes as Z-Big tries to reach for the second time in this 5th inning. He is the 10th man to come to the plate for the Oilmen. Here's the next offering. This is ball 3, 3-0. Just maybe a little bit outside.
Yes, this is definitely not what the Corn Dogs have wanted. I mean, they have been dominant practically this whole series until this point.
More action in the Corn Dog bullpen. Here comes the 3-0. It's a strike, and it's 3-1. Sometimes early in the summer, again, pitchers knocking some cobwebs off as well. We talked about that for the offense, but occasionally you will see, I want to say actually more than occasionally, you will see some outings like this early in the summer, and then a lot of times those guys bounce back and have much better control in their second and third outing. The 3-1 is ball 4. The control, though, just not there for Pettit in this particular outing as he walks his 3rd straight, and now the bags are full of Oilmen, and that'll bring up Cosenza, who will bat for the first time today. Cosenza came on as a pinch runner for Rimkus, who was hit in the head earlier in this inning. Kind of a uncategorized at bat here, as he's not a pinch hitter, but he's not yet taken a position. Here comes a pitch swing and a foul out of play, and the count 0-1. He was a pinch runner earlier in this inning. Two outs and the base is full. Let's see if Cosenza can come through. Here's the 0-1. He fouls it. The count 0-2. Cosenza 0 for 4 last night. Let's see if he can get in the hit column here tonight. Ahead 0-2 is Pettit. He has gotten ahead after falling behind regularly over the last few batters and walking 3 straight. Here comes the 2-strike pitch. It's high for a ball, and it's 1-2. Big inning here for the Oilmen. They've scored 5 times in this 5th, but against this Corn Dog team, they would love to add to that lead.
Yes, they would. Very big.
Here comes the 1-2. High for a ball, 2-2. Just a 2-run lead as they give up 3 in the first, and we know the Corn Dogs are capable of scoring in bunches. You feel confident with the way Paymaster has been pitching, but you'd like to keep pouring it on. Here comes the 2-2. Swinging a crack to the left side, base hit left field. 1 run is in. Around third, Cabeza. He's going to motor home. He scores. 2-run single, Joe Cosenza, and the Oilmen have scored 7 times in this 5th inning. They lead the Corn Dogs 7-3.
This is an incredible inning for the Oilmen. Oilmen have been praying for these past 3 games, and now their prayer has been answered. They are now in dominant control.
Well, we talked about some of the extra work they were doing in the cage before the game. We talked about the meeting that Adam Enright had with his hitters after the game last night to try to change the approach at the plate. And sometimes an inning like this, even given you're the beneficiary of some walks and errors, but an inning like this can get everybody a little more comfortable and really get an offense going.
Definitely.
This is taken outside for a ball. Sometimes when you've just been shut down by great pitching over a few days, you lose your confidence a little bit at the plate. As the Oilmen had scored just 1 run over the last 2 games and no runs in this game until this inning. We'll see if this helps them confidence-wise, not only today, but in future games. Here's a strike and the count 1-1. As you start to get a little more comfortable up there, you got the line moving in the right direction, and suddenly the at-bats are looking a little better here for the Oilmen. Sometimes it takes maybe a mistake or two to capitalize on, made by the opposition. Here comes the 1-1. Swinging a foul at the plate in the count 1-2.
And there have been 2 outs in this inning for quite a long time now. And in these 2 outs in this long time, the Oilmen have been scoring like crazy.
That's a good point. This really has been a 2-out rally. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch on the way. This is just a little bit high for a ball, and we go even at 2-2. The majority of the runs, as Ben mentioned, have come with 2 outs. In fact, once the first run of the inning scored as the second out was recorded, and since then it's all come with 2 down.
Now the count is full.
It'll be head start time for Cosenza and Z-Big at first and second, respectively. We'll see if the Oilmen can keep this rally going. Fumakanen standing in. Here's the payoff pitch to him. He taps it foul. Fumakanen actually made the first out of this inning, grounding out to third. And he bats here with 3-2 and 2 down. Runners will get their head starts again with the full count pitch and 2 down in the frame. And here's the pitch low for ball 4. Cosenza was not running for some reason, but he'll be awarded second base nonetheless as Fumakanen draws the base on balls. And now the bases are full, and I think Justin Heisman's going to make another pitching change. So we're going to step aside as the manager has come to the mound, and I think, let's see, did he make the change? Yes, he did. So we'll have a pitching change coming up, and we'll be back to tell you about the new corn dog pitcher when we come back on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
I've never seen ads on top of the roof where it's helping the community.
I am a success. I am the future.
I am.
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 I am Ivy Tech Community College.
Are you?
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
Back here in Crown Point, there's a new pitcher on the mound. It's a left-hander. Marlowe is in for the Corn Dogs here as they have gone to the bullpen yet again. And the lefty Marlowe's first pitch is ball 1. The count 1 ball and no strikes. A real rough outing for Pettit. He did not record an out. Well, he will sort out his final line at some point here. And now Curcio gets nailed with a pitch. Curcio gets hit by a pitch. And that will force in a run. It is now 8-3, an 8-run inning, Ben, here for the Oilmen.
Holy cow. It's really all I can say is holy cow. This is amazing. And it's been 2 outs.
Yeah, all with 2 outs. Every run has scored after 2 were out in this inning. This is low for a ball in the count 1-0. Getting into the Corn Dog bullpen has proved to be the key today. We've seen a lot of good pitching from the Corn Dogs this weekend, but sometimes the 1 or 2 guys just doesn't quite have it early in the season. That's your opportunity to get things turned around offensively. And the control just hasn't been there for the Corn Dogs in this inning. There have been 3 hit batters in the inning. There were several defensive issues, and there were 4 walks as well. And this inning is still going. Hodges takes a strike in the count 1-1. They have sent 10, 11, 12, 13. This is the 14th batter of the inning for the Oilmen.
Wow. 8
have scored, 3 are on base, 2 out, and 1 standing in. Here's a strike, and it's 1-2. 8-3 Oilmen. Marlowe trying to end this elongated inning. Here's a ground ball to the left side. This is picked up by the third baseman, and the race to third is just won by the third baseman, Curiel. It's a fielder's choice for the final out of the inning. 5 unassisted. Out at third is Cosenza, and that is the end of the 5th inning. But not before big-time damage done as the Oilmen score 8 We have played 4.5. It's now the Oilmen 8 and the Corn Dogs 3 on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
We don't go to the office. We build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an iron worker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
You guys are crushing it. See how 8 grams of healthy protein in Land of Frost premium meat gives you energy and keeps you full. Let's get those buns toasted, bread. Cheese, 10 more. Go.
I'm getting shredded.
Make the smart choice. Land of Frost Premium.
Back at Legacy Fields in Crown Point, where there's a new pitcher on the mound for the Oilmen. Silas No is on to pitch. The day is done for Paymaster. He exits in position for the win. He went 4 innings. Sometimes you are required to go 5, but in this case it was scheduled to be a bit of a shorter outing here early in the summer as he just gets stretched out, and it was a good outing for him. You can close the book on the Oilmen left-hander as he goes 4 innings, allows 3 hits, 3 runs, 2 earned runs. He walked 3 and struck out 4. And Paymaster was good today, Ben. He kept the Oilmen in the game after he settled in after a 3-run first and put up a number of zeros on the board in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th innings, and that helped the Oilmen stay within striking distance for that big inning a moment ago.
Yes, he did a very good job. As you mentioned, he did struggle at first, but over time he found his footing, and he did a very decent job today. He should be happy for himself.
And we'll see him, I think, pitch better and better as the summer goes along. I think Paymaster will be a big piece of this Oilmen pitching staff.
Yes, sir.
Donovan Noble leads off the 5th with Silas No into pitch for NWI. His first pitch is high for a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. The Oilmen now on top 8-3. We'll get into some this date in Oilmen history for the first time this season. Here comes the 1-0. Swing and a miss. If you've been with me on the broadcast for a number of years, you know that I enjoy doing this segment. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. On Noble, no to Noble. Here's the pitch on the way. It's a crack to left. This is going to get down for a base hit in front of the left fielder Hodges. It's a leadoff single for Noble, and that'll bring up Terry. 8-3 in favor of the Oilmen after an 8-run 5th inning. We'll get to this date in history here in just a moment. In that last inning, though, the Corn Dogs had 3 different pitchers take the mound. It was a tough go for Pettit, who didn't record an out. We're still kind of tabulating the final line of that inning. Actually, he allowed 2 runs that were charged to him. Those are team unearned, one of the more rare run categories based on an error earlier in the inning. And he issued 4 walks and hit a batter and allowed 1 hit. Still kind of catching up the scorebook from an active inning a moment ago before we get into this date in Oilmen history here in just a moment. Here's the pitch to Terry. It's low and in. Oilmen now in their 11th season, so there's been a lot of memories down through the years, and I like to take a trip down memory lane as we look at some things that happened on this date for the Oilmen. 1 ball, 1 strike. This is low. It's a wild pitch. It skips away from Cabeza, and advancing to second is Noble on the wild pitch. But the Oilmen have some breathing room here as they've gone to the bullpen in the bottom of the 5th inning, leading it by a score of 8-3. 2 balls and a strike, the count. No pitch to the game against the Panthers earlier this week. Here's a bunt and a foul, and the count is 2-2. 8-3 the score as we play the bottom of inning number 5. All right, here we go. This date in Oilmen history. It was back in 2013. The Oilmen played at the Lakers of Michigan City on opening day. That year was an exhibition game. The Lakers were not yet in the league. They eventually joined the league for a year or two. The Oilmen lost that opening day game in a pitcher's duel by a score of 2-1. Here's a ground ball right side, base hit, right field. Terry sends one into right. Noble gets the stop sign from Justin Heisman at third because he's well aware of the arm of Chris Baker in right. Baker, part of the Trinity Christian program where Heisman was the head coach when Baker was going to school there, and he's well aware of the arm that Baker possesses in right. And that led to the stop sign for Noble after a base hit for Gavin Terry. Now it's Schultz with runners at first and third, and nobody out here in the last of the 5th. Here comes the pitch to Schultz, low and outside for a ball. So on this date in 2016, the Oilmen split a doubleheader against the Joliet Admirals, losing 9-7 and winning 7-5. They played a little shorthanded, had to move some guys around the diamond that day. Did make 7 errors defensively. In total between the two games, they pulled out a doubleheader split. They also won 7-1 at Joliet in 2017. Here comes the 1-0. This is taken inside for a ball. Throw to second base is not in time, and it goes into center field. And advancing to third safely is going to be Terry. This is a double steal. Give Noble a steal of home, give Terry a steal of second base, and then charge E2 on the throw that allows Terry to move up to third. So it's a double steal and an error. And now it's an 8-4 ball game. Count 1 ball and 1 strike on Schultz. Here comes a swing and a drive to left. Racing in is Hodges. He's still coming. He slides and can't make the catch. It falls in for a base hit. Schultz with a bloop single. It drives in a run. Terry scores from third. And we have an 8-5 ball game here in the last of the 5th.
Corn Dogs seek to be looking for revenge after that top of the 5th.
We talked, Ben, about how important it was to keep pouring it on, and this is exactly why. This is a Corn Dog offense that we know can put up some runs in a hurry. And Doug Loden will stand in next. He has struck out twice today, but that was against the starter Paymaster. Now No will face off with Loden for the first time. Swing and a miss. A big healthy hack, and it's 0-1. Loden does not get cheated up there. Now an 8-5 ball game here in the last of inning number 5. Here comes the 0-1. This is swung on and popped up. It is going to be the third baseman to make the catch, and that is out number 1. A skyscraper in foul territory. It's caught by Cosenza. Cosenza now at third base after Rimkus was pinch ran for in that last inning. And there's one away here in the 5th. Runner goes, pitch high for a ball, throw to second base, and he dives and doesn't make it to the base. He's about 3 feet short of the base, and he's out easily at second base. That was one of the more bizarre dives I have ever seen.
I was going to say.
He was not even close to making it to second base. He maybe stumbled or fell. I'm not exactly sure, but he's out 2-6 on a caught stealing for out number 2.
I was going to say, I don't think I've ever seen that type of dive before.
The Oilmen able to gun down the would-be base stealer. Here's a foul back to the screen. It's on this date in 2018. The Oilmen fell 5-0 at Bloomington. They were downed on a 3-hitter by Nick Brune of the Bloomington Bobcats. So I'm sensing a theme as I look back through the years. This is taken for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2019, they lost 3-1 at Bloomington. They had 10 left on base on opening night. Johnny Vesovic pitched a great game for the Oilmen but was outdueled. So when I look at all these dates in Oilman history, a lot of low-scoring games, and it tells you that the offense, here's a ground ball to the left side. This is bobbled by Cosenza. He recovers and throws to first in time, and the inning ends. Not before damage done. The Corn Dogs do get 2 back. They do it on 3 hits and leave none. After 5 complete, after a bizarre 5th inning, it's 8-5 in favor of the Oilmen on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
When you hire certified electrician contractors, you're getting the best. But just as important as our skill and expertise is our culture of safety. We know it's important to you, and we know it's important to them. Certified Electrician represents the NECA IBEW team, a team where safety and productivity go hand in hand. It's why our jobs finish on time and on budget. It's why owners that use us are repeat customers. Certified Electrician, working together, powering Northwest Indiana.
That beach is just too hot. I mean, God, look at it. It's making the sand burn, the mouth dry, the skin cry. I mean, everything's just... Oh, there's Coors Light. Well-mouthed desert, meet ice-cold beer. Mountain cold refreshment. That's chill.
You didn't do anything wrong. You just didn't know Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra. Now, you do.
We move along here to the 6th inning after a long 5th inning in which the Oilmen scored 8 in the top of the 5th. And the Corn Dogs scored 2 in the bottom of inning number 5. We take it to the top of the 6th, and we've got the 3, 4, and 5 hitters due up for the Oilmen. And I think if there's one thing that we learned in the bottom of the 5th inning, Ben, it's that the Oilmen cannot be done yet offensively against this Corn Dog team. It's only the 6th inning. You've got a long way to go. You can't depend on only 8 runs being enough today, even though it's a large number. You may need more, so we'll see if the Oilmen can continue to tack on.
Right. I mean, I ain't no psychic, but I have a feeling this score is going to be much higher than it is right now. We might get into the double digits for both teams because they have both been playing very well today.
Slight delay in getting the inning underway, but Chris Baker is going to dig in to begin the 6th inning. 8-5 the score in favor of the Oilmen.
He got on base in that last big inning.
Yeah, he grounded into a fielder's choice. That was a key play. The Corn Dogs, as this is a strike called, 0-1, could have turned 2 on that play. Noble tagged the runner going by, but then delivered a high throw to first that allowed Baker to reach on the fielder's choice, get the RBI. Here's a ball, and it's 1-1. And that was the second out of the inning. It could have been the 3rd out at first base. That play wasn't made. And then later there was another error. The first one didn't count as an error because you cannot assume the double play, but really should have been an out at first base. Here's the 2-1. This is swung on and popped up. It's playable on the infield for Schultz, and he gloves it. That's out number 1. If you give a team extra outs, or if a team gives you extra outs, you have to make them pay. And if you give a team extra outs, it tends to be trouble for the team in the field.
That's right.
Kyle Zarnacki will stand in next. Zarnacki has twice reached on an error. He is 0 for 3 officially. Here comes the pitch on the way. This is taken high for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the 1-0. This is swung on and cracked in the air left field. Underneath it is Ridgway. The left fielder will glove it, and there's quickly 2 down here in the 6th. Nice job by Marlowe. He came in a tough spot after the inning was already a very rough inning for the Crown Point Bulldogs, or the Lake County Corn Dogs, not the Crown Point Bulldogs. But after it was a rough inning for the Lake County Corn Dogs, they really needed somebody to come in and get out of that inning, and the lefty Marlowe was eventually able to do so. And now he's worked smoothly here to start this frame, retiring 2 batters, one on a pop fly on the infield and the other on a fly ball to left. David Marshall takes ball 1. This is high for a ball 2-0. But a lot of times in Oilman history, this has been opening day around this time. The Oilmen and all the leagues starting about a week early this year.
Whoa.
This is inside for a ball 3-0. But a theme is those first few games of the season, it's hard to produce a lot of offense, as we've seen over the years. So the last few days, nothing to be concerned about, and we'll see if the top of the fifth inning gets this Oilman offense going. Here's a 4-pitch walk to Marshall, and a few of the pitches not all that close. Marshall has now walked twice in this ball game, twice in the last 2 innings, in fact, and now Sebastian Cabeza, who walked and scored as a part of the fifth inning marathon, will bat with 2 on, or I should say 2 out and 1 on.
And you got to remember last time the Corn Dogs had 2 outs. This is when that rally began. Let's see what happens here.
Here's a strike called. Yeah, all of the damage coming after 2 were out in that inning. No balls and a strike. Here's the pitch on the way, taken for a strike called on the outer portion, the count 0-2. It's the only game in the Northern League today. This was a makeup game. The whole league was scheduled to have an off day today. Runner goes, pitch outside for a ball, throw to second base, is not in time. It's a stolen base. Swiping second safely is Marshall. And now a base hit could drive in an insurance run for the Oilmen.
It sure can. Still 2 outs here on the top of the 6th.
8-5 the score. Here's the pitch on the way. Taken for strike 3 call. Cabeza caught looking, and the inning ends. No runs, no hits, and a runner left at second base. We have played 6.5. It's 8-5 in favor of the Oilmen on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
I've never seen ads on top of the roof where it's helping the community.
I am a success. I am the future.
I am.
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 I am Ivy Tech Community College.
Are you?
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
Back we are as we move along here to the last of inning number 6, as the Corn Dogs and Oilmen have engaged in an interesting affair. The big frame of the game, the top of the 5th inning, in which the Oilmen scored 8 times, and we'll see if No can put up a 0 in this inning. He did yield 2 runs in the bottom of that 5th. This would be a big 0 for No if he can come out and work a smooth frame. As Ben, the Corn Dogs kind of settled things down. It was a good job by Marlowe of working a quick inning. He did issue 1 walk, and there was a stolen base, but the other 3 batters retired in the last half inning, the top of the 6th. Here's a pitch high for a ball, 1-0.
Yes, it was. It was certainly a much better inning for the Corn Dogs, I may say. It got a little rocky a little bit towards the end, but eventually they got that last out, and we'll see what they can do here offensively.
So swung on and lifted foul, and the count 1 ball and 1 strike. The scoring in the game, the Corn Dogs got 3 in the opening inning. The Oilmen got 8 in the top of the 5th. The Corn Dogs responded with 2 in the bottom of that inning, and that's where we are now at 8-5. This is low and outside for a ball. Count 2 balls and 1 strike. Jacob Ferry, the former Oilman, leading off the 6th. 6, 7, and 8 due up for Lake County. This is low for a ball, and No behind 3-0. 3 balls and 1 strike. That's actually the count here.
Wind is beginning to blow. Let's see how it affects the game.
Here comes the 3-1. Taken for a strike, and we go full now at 3-2. Let's see if No can climb back in the count to get him. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here comes the payoff pitch. It swung on and grounded through the right side base hit right field on a 3-2 pitch. Grounding one into right is Ferry. It's his first hit of the day. And now Curiel will stand in with a runner on first and nobody out. We'll see if No can still put up a 0 and work around the leadoff base runner, Ben, here in the 6th.
Yep.
Good to have everybody with us today as we continue this series and conclude this 3-game series. Here's a pitch taken for a strike and the count 0-1 on a beautiful day for a ball game. 0-1 on Curiel, who's 1 for 8 on the season to this point. Here's the pitch from No. This is popped up. It's playable on the infield. The second baseman from McCannon makes the catch, and that is out number 1. 1 away, 1 on. That'll bring up Deal. It's a job to get that first out of the inning for Silas No.
Lake County still has a man on first. One out.
And Jaden Deal has walked twice. He's showed patience at the plate today as the corn dog catcher. Out of the 8th spot in the order, you never want to walk guys at the bottom of the lineup either.
No, you do not.
Here's a pitch taken high for a ball. Of course, some of the batting orders are still being worked through by the managers across the league as they get to know their teams. 1 ball, no strikes the count. Here's the pitch swinging a grounder foul over near the corn dog dugout and then deflecting back toward fair territory, and the count 1-1. Oilmen won their first 2 games of the series before dropping 2 games to Lake County over the last few days. Trying to get back in the win column and back above 500 here this afternoon. They lead at 8-5 in the 6th. This is high for a ball, and it's a wild pitch. Advancing to second safely is Ferry. Cabeza somehow did get a glove on it, but it was full extension to do so. So this should be charged as a wild pitch to the pitcher, No. And down to second goes Ferry, who has very good speed and could easily score on a base hit here. Two balls and a strike from No to Deal. Here's the next offering. He rips it foul at the plate, and we go even at 2-2. Silas No, 6'4", 160 from Wabanzi, a Wilmette, Illinois native, a product of New Trier High School.
I noticed, too, he's taking his time when it comes to throwing. He's being calm, and, he's doing what a pitcher does.
Working at his pace. The 2-2 is high for ball 3. We go full at 3-2. Second batter to go full in this inning. Ferry went to a full count and singled through the right side. Now we have a payoff upcoming to Deal here in just a moment. And here's the payoff pitch. High and tight for ball 4. That's the first walk issued by No since coming into the game. He gave up 2 runs in the last inning. There were 3 hits and also an error. But he has permitted a walk for the first time, and Deal has now drawn 3 walks in this game. Every plate appearance for Deal has resulted in a base on balls. Now with 1 away, 2 on for Austin Ridgway, who struck out twice against Paymaster, but will face No for the first time today. The lefty takes high for ball 1. Paymaster, talented lefty, a tough matchup for left-handed batters, but now Ridgway gets a chance to face the righty No. With the Oilmen leading it by a score of 8-5, but Lake County threatening in the 6th inning. Here's the 1-0, big swing and a miss. The count 1-1. (8-5) the score. We are in the 6th. Here's the long set and the delivery from No. This is taken for a ball, 2-1. Right, No is not exactly a quick worker on the mound. Very deliberate to home plate. See here, he works out of the stretch. Comes set, here's the leg kick in the 2-1. It's fouled back to the backstop, and we go even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oilmen with one big inning. That's been the majority of their offense in this whole string of games against the Corn Dogs. 8 of their 9 runs came in the top of the 5th today. Here's the 2-2. This is swung on and popped up. Shallow left. It's Hodges coming in. It's going to fall in there. Marshall going out, could not make the play. Everybody moves up 90 feet. This is a base hit. It's a bloop single for Ridgeway, and now the bases are going to be full of Corn Dogs with only 1 away.
Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big cheer for our next batter, Donovan Noble?
Ridgeway, a bloop single. Hodges coming in, Marshall going out. When you're the unique thing about summer ball is you haven't necessarily met all of your teammates before the first game of the season even. You're kind of thrown into playing together, and sometimes communication plays can also be difficult early in the season. Maybe you have a better rapport with guys you played with longer during your college seasons and a lot more practice time leading into those years. Here's a pitch high for a ball, and that was a play where a little bit of a miscommunication. Also a tough play for both players. Marshall going out, Hodges coming in, and it falls in for a bloop hit for Ridgeway, his first hit of the day. Here's the 1-0. This is going to be a wild pitch, but now the flip to the plate and out at the plate is going to be the runner Ferry fairly easily. It was so it will not be a wild pitch. Instead, it just goes 2-1 on the putout.
That was some nice hustling
for the second out of the inning.
That was some nice hustling in field on Noah's part.
He lost his glove completely, and did Cabeza. And then Noah, as you mentioned, hustled in to cover the plate. Cabeza, with no mitt on his hand, recovered the ball. It bounced right back to him off that screen.
And he still managed to get the out.
And then he delivered a throw to Noah. Noah applied the tag, and out easily at the plate was Ferry for the second out of the inning. Score it 2-1. It does not count as a caught stealing, just a 2-1 putout. Here's the 2-1. Ground ball towards short. This is fielded by Marshall. His throw to first is in time, and the inning ends. The Oilmen managed to avoid damage in that inning despite 2 hits and a walk. The Corn Dogs strand 2. After 6 complete, it remains Oilmen 8, Corn Dogs 5 on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
We don't go to the office, we build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an iron worker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
You guys are crushing it. See how 8 grams of healthy protein in Land of Frost premium meat gives you energy and keeps you full. Let's get those buns toasted, bread. Cheese, 10 more. Go.
I'm getting shredded.
Make a smart choice. Land of Frost Premium.
Back we are as we keep it rolling here and get set to commence the 7th inning. It was a bit of a high wire act in that last half inning, but a nice job by No to keep the Corn Dogs off the board. It was a near wild pitch. It turned into just an out at the plate, kind of a fortunate deflection right back to Cabeza, the catcher. He slings it to No, covering the plate, and that turned into a big play as the Corn Dogs held off the scoreboard, and the Oilmen remain in the lead by a score of 8-5.
Yes, that was very impressive. Probably one of the probably the best play of that inning, and we'll see what happens here. See what the Oilmen can do offensively now. Maybe they can score a few runs. Or, we'll see what happens.
It'll be the lower third of the Oilmen lineup in this inning as we go to the 7th. It'll be Jack Ziebig, who has been on base all day long. He singled in the 2nd, he singled in the 5th and scored a run. Then he walked in the 5th when he came up a second time in that inning. The Oilman first baseman swings the stick left-handed, and he'll stand in for a lefty-on-lefty matchup
I also noticed that the hot weather has died down a little bit. The wind has picked up, and we'll see if that affects anything right now.
Marlowe delivers a strike in the count 0-1. I thought that was a big inning for Marlowe in the last inning to put a 0 on the board following the 8-run inning for the Oilmen. This one bounces in there. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. It's low and outside for a ball. It tilts in favor of the hitter at 2 balls and a strike. Here's the 2-1. This is grounded foul, and the count goes even at 2-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be looking for a volunteer PA announcer at the top of the 9th inning.
2 balls and 2 strikes. 8-5 the score. Here comes the pitch on the way, high and outside for a ball. We go full at 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch on the way. This is inside for a ball. Able to avoid being nailed with Z-Big, but it's ball 4 nonetheless. He is on base for the 4th time today. Nice Oilman debut for him as he draws the walk here to lead off the 7th inning. And it is 8-5 in favor of the Oilmen with Cosenza standing in next. Oilmen and Panthers will go at it tomorrow on Memorial Day. That'll be the only Northern League game tomorrow. And then it'll be an off day for the Oilmen on Tuesday before they again take on the Panthers on Wednesday. Here's the pitch taken high for a ball, 1-0. The Oilmen will be home starting in the middle of next week. You can view the full schedule or purchase tickets on nwioilman.com. A lot of fun promotions planned for the year. 1-0 high for a ball here, 2 balls and no strikes.
When the Oilmen return home to Oil City Stadium on June 8th, they will host the Chicago American Giants.
Yeah, looking very much forward to it.
Game is at 7:10 p.m.
We'll have it for you right here on the Oilman Broadcasting Network. Leo and I will, beginning at 7 that night. But we hope to see you live and in person at the ballpark. Here's the 1-0. This is skied to right center. It's going to get down for a base hit. A blue hit off the bat of, as this is juggled in the outfield, and they get it back in off the bat of Cosenza. Cosenza, remember, came in place of Rimkiss earlier as a pinch runner. And he singles to shallow right center. Going first to third on the play is Z-Big. Now the Oilmen are in business. Runners at first and third, nobody out, with the Oilmen leading at 8-5 here in the 7th. Runners at first and third. Here's a bunt. He pops it up. Now it gets down. It's going to be barehanded and thrown to first in time. Credit a sacrifice here for Fumakanen as he lays down a sacrifice bunt that goes 1-3. Moving to second safely is Cosenza. It was a safety squeeze, but Z-Big held at third on the play because it was popped up initially, and that removed a chance for Z-Big to score. It did fall in there and go as a sacrifice. So 1-3 on the sac bunt, and now a base hit could give the Oilmen a double-digit run total here on this Sunday. Curcio takes outside for a ball, 1-0. Here comes the 1-0. This is inside for a ball, 2 balls and no strikes. Here's a ball that's sent over the head of the second baseman and into right field for a base hit. Here's a throw toward the plate. It's not in time. Now it gets away, and advancing to second safely on the throwing error at the end of the play is going to be Curcio. It's a base hit, and he drives in 2, give him 2 RBIs on a clutch hit, and that makes it 10-5 in favor of the Oilmen. Single and then a throwing error allows him to move up to second base as Curcio drives in a pair, and now Hallberg, the pitching coach, is going to make his way to the mound. So it is 10-5 in favor of the Oilmen, and this is going to actually be a pitching change. So we'll take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll tell you about the new corn dog pitcher after this. 2 runs in the bank, and the Oilmen trying to pull away. They lead at 10-5. We are in the top of the 7th on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen. Broadcasting Network.
When you hire certified electrician contractors, you're getting the best. But just as important as our skill and expertise is our culture of safety. We know it's important to you, and we know it's important to them. Certified Electrician represents the NECA IBEW team, a team where safety and productivity go hand in hand. It's why our jobs finish on time and on budget. It's why owners that use us are repeat customers. Certified Electrician, working together, powering Northwest Indiana.
That beach is just too hot. I mean, God, look at it. It's making the sand burn, the mouth dry, the skin cry. I mean, everything's just... Oh, there's Coors Light. Well-mouthed desert, meet ice-cold beer. Not cold refreshment. That's chill.
You didn't do anything wrong. You just didn't know Miller Lite has more taste and only one more calorie than Michelob Ultra. Now, you do.
Back here in Crown Point, there's a new pitcher on the mound for the Corn Dogs. This is Bierling taking over on the mound. Marlowe's day is done. He has been removed. A big hit a moment ago by Curcio to drive in a pair, and the Oilmen have expanded the lead to 5 here in the 7th. This is high for a ball to Hodges in the count 1-0. It's the only game in the league today. There is actually another game tomorrow, as I stand corrected in what I said a moment ago, by the way. Here comes the 1-0. This is taken outside for a ball. It was yesterday and today that the Oilmen were the only team in action, but tomorrow there will be the Vikings and the Generals as well at Dowling Park at 5 o'clock for some Memorial Day baseball. Here comes the 2-0. This is taken high for a ball. Count 3-0. Go ahead.
And what better way to spend your Memorial Day by watching baseball? I don't know about you, but that's how I'd love to spend it.
3 balls and no strikes. Here comes the pitch on the way. Taken for a strike call, and the count 3-1. This is ball 4. Ball 4 to Hodges, the first batter faced here by the new pitcher, Bierling. This is the 4th pitcher of the game for the Corn Dogs, and it's become a bit of a struggle on the mound for Lake County.
Yes, this is the exact opposite of what the Corn Dogs had last night. Yesterday, their pitching was unbelievable, and now today they're very struggling really hard.
10-5 here in the 7th. This is taken for a strike called by Baker in the count 0-1. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. This is taken for ball, 1 ball, and 1 strike. We mentioned some fun at the ballpark coming up. And again, the tickets available on nwioilman.com. I'll tell you a few of the details here as we have time with the upcoming homestand that begins next week on Wednesday. This is outside for a ball, 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike, 1 out 10-5 the score here in inning number 7. Oilmen a 8-run outburst in the 5th. This is popped up by Baker, and it's foul. Sails out of play, and it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and two, 1 out. Runners take their leads from first and second. Here's the set and the 2-2 pitch. This is swung on and lifted foul out of play. Remains 2 balls and 2 strikes.
A lot of foul balls in these games, I've noticed. Especially today, but partially probably due because of the wind. And as I mentioned before, the wind is picking up right now. The temperature has cooled down, so.
Here's the 2-2 to Baker. He takes high and outside. We go full at 3-2. For home games this season, Tuesdays will be 2-for-1 discounts. Wednesdays will be senior discount day. Thirsty Thursdays on Thursdays. I know those will be popular nights at the ballpark. Friday fun nights, and then family nights on Saturdays. Here comes the payoff pitch. It's swung on and popped up. This is going to get out of play. The runners were in motion with 1 away and a 3-2 pitch, and they will head back to their respective stations as Baker will await another payoff. We'll see if they move again on this 3-2. One out, top of inning number 7. 2 runs in the bank in this inning. Runners go again. The 3-2 is swung on and lifted in the air to right. This ball is going to land fair just inside the foul pole and off the wall. Extra bases for Baker. He cruises into second with a standing double that drives in 2. And the Oilmen continue to add on. They have scored 4 in this 7th inning. A 2-run double by Baker extends the lead to 7 as they lead the Corn Dogs by a score of 12-5. Curcio comes in and scores. Hodges comes in and scores. Baker, his first hit of the day. It's a double in the 7th inning. And now Zarnacki will look to keep the line moving. Thought initially this might go foul, but it ends up banging off the wall just inside the line.
Yes, that was really on the warning track. I thought it was going to go foul myself, but that thing bounced fair. It barely remained in the field, and ultimately led to the Oilmen getting these 2 more runs, and now they dominate over the Corn Dogs by 6. Wow.
0-1 on Zarnacki. 7-run game at 12-5. This is taken inside for a ball, and the count 1-1. They scored all of their runs in 2 different innings, 8 in the 5th and 4 in the 7th. This was after scoring 1 total run over 2 games against the Corn Dogs prior to this. This is swung on and hit well to left. Back on it is Ridgway. He camps underneath it shy of the warning track and makes the catch. Baker will move to third. He tags and goes to third on the play on the fly ball out to left for the 2nd out of the inning. Now it's David Marshall standing in next. Marshall with 2 outs and a runner on third. 12-5 the score. Here comes the pitch on the way. This is high for a ball, 1-0. Oilmen would love to just keep adding on just in case. We've seen that you never know in this league. Late in games, you love to add as many as possible. Marshall laces one to left center on the run, diving for it, and did he make the catch? Yes, he did. The center fielder, Terry, makes an excellent catch in left center to take a base hit away from David Marshall, and the inning ends. But now before the Oilmen tack on 4 more, they do it on 3 hits and leave 1. After it's time to stretch in Crown Point, it's the Oilmen 12 and the Corn Dogs 5 on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
I've never seen ads on top of the roof where it's helping the community.
I am a success. I am the future.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am. I am.
I am Ivy Tech Community College.
Are you?
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
With Ben Slack, Brandon Vickery with you. Thanks to everybody for tuning in as we continue along. Bottom of inning number 7 as the Oilmen are going to stick with Silas No, as Silas No has thrown 2 innings to this point. He's back out for a 3rd inning of work in the last of the 7th. The Oilmen have built up a 12-5 advantage, and we'll see if they can continue to extend that or at least hold that over these final few frames. Corn Dogs scored 3 in the first.
Yes, the way the Oilmen have been playing today is just fantastic. I mean, they have been non-stop.
Yeah, ever since that 5th inning when they scored 8 times. It was a 3-0 Corn Dog lead for the first 4 frames, but that 5th inning turned things around, at least in terms of today. There was a swing and a miss going too far. As he tried to hold up was Terry. Terry with 2 hits already on the day, 2 for 3, batting with a count of no balls and a strike. Here comes the 0-1. This is swung on and looped to left. It's going to get down for a base hit. Terry is 3rd hit of the day. Now that'll bring up Schultz, who already has 3 hits in this ball game. That middle part of the order, or the top of the order, the 2 and 3 hitters have combined for 6 hits. The line score looks like this: 12 runs, 10 hits, 2 errors for the Oilmen, 5, 9, and 1 for Lake County. Here's a pitch low for a ball, 1-0. Schultz, 2 singles, a double on the day. He's driven in a few runs. Here's the 1-0. Taken high for a ball, snap throw to first, and just back to the bag safely standing up is Terry. 2 balls and no strikes on Schultz. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Swinging a grounder foul left side, and the count 2-1.
Boy, for a second I thought that was going to remain fair, but it just bounced into the foul territory.
12-5 the score. Been refreshing to see some offense from the Oilmen. And yes, it's been in part because of some wildness of the Corn Dog pitching. Here's the 2-1. Swinging a grounder foul left side. But the runs, you'll take them however you can get them. And the Oilmen have capitalized on some opportunities today.
Yes, they have.
2-2. Schultz standing in. They count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's nose pitch. Runner goes. Pitch high for a ball. Throw to second base is right on the money. Out at second base. It is going to be Terry as he's caught stealing 2-4. Tag applied by Phil McCannon, the second baseman, and that is the first out of the inning. Great throw by Cabeza. He has delivered a few strikes to second base. I think teams might think twice on running on him going forward. Here comes the payoff pitch. This is taken high for ball 4, and caught stealing proves even larger as the runner would have advanced to second anyway on a walk had he stayed put at first, but instead there's 1 away with 1 on, and I think it's a little surprising to be so aggressive on the base paths in a 7-run ball game where if you're the Corn Dogs, you need a big inning anyway. I'm not trying to scratch out 1 here, but then again, guys working on different things during the summer. Trying to steal a base there was Terry a moment ago. This is high for a ball. 1-0 unloading. The sun has gone away. It's more overcast now, but still great temperatures here at the ballpark. The 1-0 swing and a miss, and the count 1-1.
Temperature here now is 81 degrees, 0 sun. It's actually beautiful outside.
Tells me it's sunny here, but we're not really seeing the sun anywhere. If I look at my phone and outside, I think the sun may be just behind a few clouds for the time being, but a very pleasant day for a ball game. 1-1, 1 out. Oilmen by 7. This is high for a ball, 2-1. (12-5) the score. A 4-run top of the 7th inning helped the Oilmen provide some real separation. Here's a swing and a miss. It was good to see him, Ben, keep tacking on even after they had the big inning earlier.
Yes, I mean, even in the 7th, they scored half of that score, ended up scoring 4 in that inning.
There were 2 walks, 3 hits, including a 2-run double by Chris Baker in the top of this inning. Here's a swing and a miss for strike 3. Loden is out on strikes for the 3rd time today. He's in danger of taking the collar as he's 0 for 4. And that'll bring up Mathies. Mathies 0 for 2 and did have a sacrifice fly in the first. Caps off a weekend of games here in Crown Point. The first home games ever this weekend for the Corn Dogs. This is a strike call, and it's 0-1. And you know Adam Enright and the Oilmen did not want to lose 3 straight to a rival and an old friend and now foe, and Justin Heisman on the other side. Here's the 0-1. It's a line drive foul right side.
And to a brand new team in the league.
Sure, and this was a statement for the Corn Dogs. They're facing an Oilmen team that has been a perennial powerhouse in this league.
Yes,
So
this is them saying, hey, you know, we may be new, but we're in the right spot.
Mathies broke his bat on that last foul. It remains no balls and 2 strikes as he gets a new piece of wood to work with here. As No tries to put a 0 on the board in the bottom of this 7th. The Oilmen have a string of championship series appearances. They last won the title in 2018. This is swung on and popped up. Right field. Underneath it is Chris Baker. He comes in a few paces and he gloves it, and the inning ends. No runs for Lake County in this inning. They get 1 hit, a walk, leave 1, and have a runner caught trying to steal. 7 innings have come and gone. Oilmen 12, Corn Dogs 5 on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
We don't go to the office. We build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an ironworker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
You guys are crushing it. See how 8 grams of healthy protein in Land of Frost premium meat gives you energy and keeps you full. Let's get those buns toasting, bread. Cheese, 10 more. Go.
I'm getting shredded.
Make the smart choice. Land of Frost Premium.
A few youngsters competing in some sort of competition down on the field of play. Now a few youngsters are doing a few push-ups. How about that? Not too bad. Maybe future players here in the Northern League.
Better push-ups than I can do.
Yeah, I'm not going to try to even think about attempting one. As the inning will get underway here in just a moment with Sebastian Cabeza leading off the frame. We were impressed by his arm as he gunned down a runner trying to steal second in the last half inning. And here he takes ball 1 as the 8th inning begins. Bierling still working on the mound for Lake County. Here's the 1-0. Outside for a ball, 2 balls, and no strikes. Fun atmosphere, and can't wait to be home and have a great atmosphere at Oil City Stadium starting next Wednesday night.
Definitely.
Here comes the 2-0. Low and outside, 3-0. Oilmen lead it by a 7-run margin. Here's the 3-0 to Cabeza. He swings on 3-0 and pops it up. It's on the infield. It's going to be Mathies, the first baseman, to glove it. And that is out number 1. It's right on the foul line as he snagged that one.
37, Jack Zibig.
Jack Zebig will step up to the plate next. Here comes the first pitch to him. It's taken for a strike call, and it's 0-1. Beerling just trying to get some outs for Lake County. Their pitching staff has been taxed today. Here's a ball that's lifted to left, foul territory, racing over and not able to get there. It landed in play on the warning track foul territory area, but untouched in the count.
0-2.
Corn Dogs closing out a opening home weekend here today. And then they will have a few days away from action before they return to the diamond on Wednesday. Here's strike 3. Z-Big is out on strikes for the second out of this 8th inning.
Next batter for the Oilmen, number 20, Joe Casenza.
Corn Dogs will visit the Generals for a double dip on Wednesday. That will get underway at 4 o'clock out at LaFond. The Oilmen went to the Generals and won on opening night this past Monday. The Generals, the defending league champions, they beat the Oilmen in a thrilling championship series, rallying to win the second game and then eventually winning the third and decisive game a year ago. Wow. Here's the 1-0. It's a strike, and it's 1-1.
And the sun is back out.
Always a good sight to see. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count here. Great manager Joe Silva did a nice job a year ago. He was the manager of the year in the league. Here comes the 1-1. This is high for a ball, 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike, 2 outs, 12-5 the score. Here's the pitch taken for a strike call on the count, 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts end the frame. 1-2-3 go the Oilmen in the 8th. We played 7.5. It's a 12-5 Oilmen lead on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
When you hire certified electrician contractors, you're getting the best. But just as important as our skill and expertise is our culture of safety. We know it's important to you, and we know it's important to them. Certified Electrician represents the NECA IBEW team, a team where safety and productivity go hand in hand. It's why our jobs finish on time and on budget. It's why owners that use us are repeat customers. Certified Electrician, working together, powering Northwest Indiana.
That beach is just too hot. I mean, God, look at it. It's making the sand burn, the mouth dry, the skin cry. I mean, everything's just... Oh, there's Coors Light. Well-mouthed desert, meet ice-cold beer. Mountain cold refreshment. Let's chill.
You didn't do anything wrong. You just didn't know Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra. Now, you do.
Back we are, bottom of the 8th inning. The Oilmen trying to get back above 500 at 3-2 if they can hold on and win today, and they want to send the Corn Dogs to 500 at 2-2. The Oilmen would leap past the Corn Dogs in the standings. Of course, it's so early that it's kind of early to really look at the standings. Once you get a few weeks in, then you can really get a sense of where teams might position. But I don't need much longer, Ben, to tell you that these two teams, I think, will be in the playoffs, and these two teams will be contending for the Northern League title this season.
Oh, most definitely. These guys are going to be the Northern League's version of the Cubs and the Brewers, constantly battling with each other, no matter what their standings are every time they play.
We have a small sample size so far as Jacob Ferry leads off and takes your strike. No, still pitching for the Oilmen here. He came on in the 5th inning, and this is now his 4th inning of work in relief. He delivers strike 1, 0-1. Good job by him out of the bullpen. Here's the next pitch, swing and a miss. But I think that the Generals, very traditionally strong in recent years under Joe Silva, at least a year ago. It was kind of a breakthrough season for them. I think they have a chance to be in the playoffs again. The Oilmen and Corn Dogs certainly seem like teams that can get there. The 0-2 is taken low and outside in the count 1-2. And then there would, if those 3 teams make the playoffs, I could see the other 3 teams kind of duking it out for the final playoff spot between the Vikings and Panthers and Giants. Here comes the 1-2. It's a foul out of play left side, but that's just preseason. A lot of times preseason projections and polls are proved to be completely inaccurate. Each conference, Ben, in college baseball releases a preseason poll. Same across all sports. Here comes the 1-2. It's high for a ball. But a lot of times it's very difficult to make those preseason predictions because baseball and all sports can really just be too unpredictable.
Definitely, for sure. There have been examples of that many times.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. This is a swing and a soft line drive to right. It's going to get down in front of Baker for a base hit. Ferry, his second hit of the day, and that'll bring up Curiel. The hit there is going to prompt a pitching change. Here comes Adam Enright out of the Oilmen dugout, and I believe that'll be the end of the day for No. He has reached the pitch count threshold that they were looking at for him, and it's going to result in a new Oilman pitcher taking over, which means we're going to step aside, and we'll tell you about him when we come back. Pitching change coming up. We will be back with the continuation of this 8th inning after this on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
We don't go to the office, we build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an iron worker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
You guys are crushing it. See how 8 grams of healthy protein in Land of Frost premium meat gives you energy and keeps you full. Let's get those buns toasted, bread. Cheese, 10 more. Go.
I'm getting shredded.
Make the smart choice. Land of Frost Premium.
Back we are here in Crown Point, beautiful Legacy Fields. Happy to have you along on this Sunday. Good to be back in the booth this weekend. Good to be talking to all of you along the Oilmen Broadcasting Network. We're thrilled to have Region Sports with us for the first time this weekend. We welcome Chris Ramirez and Nathan Laird and our entire Region Sports audience. We are thrilled to have WJOB back on board as we boom through the region today. And Jed TV is with us as well. Thank you for being all of you being a part of the Oilmen Broadcasting Network and all you for tuning in here today as we continue along in the 8th inning. There's a new pitcher on the mound. It's a right-hander, Caleb Deal. The catcher for the Corn Dogs, who's on deck, is Jaden Deal, but this is Caleb Deal taking over to pitch, and he'll face Curiel here. The day is done for No, but I thought he played a key role in this game. The Oilmen got some needed length out of him as he came on in relief of Paymaster after 4 innings, Ben.
Yes, he did very good today. Very impressive pitching on his part.
3+ innings for No. Here's the first pitch. It's taken inside. Look out. Hit by a pitch is Curiel. So a single and now a hit batter. And now runners are at first and second. And we've got, the question is deal or no deal. The answer is deal here with Deal on the mound and Deal batting. So let's see what the deal is here with this plate appearance. Runners take their leads from first and second. It was just too easy. I just had to do that one. Caleb Deal against Jaden Deal. Deal comes set. And he will deal the first pitch. It's taken low for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Final line for No looks like this. Actually, you can't close the book on him yet. He's still responsible for Ferry, the runner at second base. But he goes 3+ innings, 7 hits. So far, 2 runs, 2 earned. Again, we're still responsible for 1 more, 2 walks, and 1 strikeout. Here's the 1-0. This is swung on and lifted in the air. Cabeza will take a look, but he'll watch it sail out of play as it, I think hits off the top of the press box in the count.
I heard something.
Goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. I think those were sound effects, not actual glass breaking.
At least I hope.
1 ball, 1 strike. Runners take their leads from first and second. A 7-run lead for the Oilmen as we play the last of the 8th. Here comes the 1-1. This is swung on a soft line drive. It's going to get through the right side, base hit to third base Ferry. He has good speed, but he's going to hold there with the Corn Dogs chasing 7. They now have the bases loaded with nobody out. Deal singles to right off Deal. And now it'll be Austin Ridgway with the bases full and nobody out for the Corn Dogs in what has turned into a scoring chance in the bottom of this 8th inning.
Bases loaded full of Corn Dogs.
Let's see if Caleb Deal can find a way out of this. Deal, a Gary, Indiana native, graduated in 2021 from Calumet New Tech for kind of a sidearm delivery, and he delivers the pitch that's fouled for strike 1. Two big innings, the extent of the Oilmen offense. They got 8 in the 5th and 4 in the 7th. Here comes the 0-1. This is low and outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jaden Deal at first base. Curiel at second. Ferry at third. Bases are full of Corn Dogs with nobody out. 1 ball, 1 strike on the 9-hitter Ridgway, who singled his last time. He's 1 for 3. He struck out twice against the starter Paymaster. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball right side. This is going to be through the hole. It was not a hard hit ball, but it was in the right spot. Now it's juggled in right by Baker, but runner holding at third is Deal, but 2 score on the play. A ground ball single into right off the bat of Ridgway. Ferry and Curiel come in to score. Give Ridgway 2 RBIs on the single. Deal goes first to third on the play, and it is now a 5-run game at 12-7. To the top of the Lake County order, and Donovan Noble bent.
Yep. I don't know if you can hear, but these Corn Dog fans are getting riled up. We'll see what happens here. Hopefully the Oilmen can hold them off and prevent any more runs from happening.
Runners at first and third. They just need to prevent a big inning. They need an out right here. Here's the first pitch. It's a bunt and a foul. Noble with good speed. That was not just a simple sacrifice or even a safety squeeze. He was hoping for a base hit there as he has good speed, and he tried to place it down the third base line, but it veered foul for strike 1. Two in here in the bottom of the 8th. All crooked numbers on both sides. No single tallies in the game today. Here's the 0-1. This is outside for a ball. Throw to second base is going to be not in time, and it will be a successful move to second on Ridgway. I think read the ball was in the dirt, decided to take off, and now a base hit could drive in too. One ball, 1 strike. Runners at second and third, 2 in. Can close the book now on No as he's charged with 3 runs. Now this ball trickles away, but no advancement from the runners. Cabeza able to track it down. The Corn Dogs don't want to take any risks on the bases. The last thing you want to do is make outs on the base paths when you're down by 5 in the bottom of the 8th inning. The outs are just more valuable than the runs right now. You need a big inning, so that's why the Corn Dogs taking no chances there.
Exactly what the Corn Dogs are looking for. They're looking for a nice hit to score these runs.
Here comes the set and the 2-1. This is swung on in line to center. It's going to be caught on a line by the center fielder Curcio, tagging and scoring on the play as the throw comes in. Tardy is Deal. He scores from third. It's a sacrifice fly for Noble. Give him a run batted in. But that's a big out for the Oilmen. You'll trade the run for the out there, as we were just kind of alluding to. The outs are what you're trying to get here. Is it's still a 4-run lead, and it's a big first out for Deal. Now Gavin Terry, one away in the inning. Let's hope that starts a string of outs. I mean, it's been kind of a bad luck inning for Deal. Several of the base hits were kind of softly hit, poked through the right side. They put it in the right spot. Good smart hitting from the Corn Dogs, but they have not been crushing balls against Deal in this inning. They have also benefited from a hit batter.
Right, these have been mostly just grounders that roll all the way to the outfield.
4 runs is the Oilmen lead. 3 in the bank in this 8th inning with still only 1 away for the Corn Dogs. The 1-0 outside for a ball, 2 balls, and no strikes. 2-0, 12-8 the score in the bottom of inning number 8. Here's the 2-0. This is taken inside for a ball. 3 balls and no strikes. Likely taking all the way here is Terry. Let's see if he does indeed have the green light or if he'll take this 3-0 pitch. And let's see if Deal can put one over. Here comes the 3-0. He takes, and it's low and in for ball 4.
And that's a walk for the Corn Dogs.
Yeah, and that's what you want to avoid. When you're up by multiple runs in the 8th and 9th inning, you just have to throw strikes.
Exactly.
And now Cabeza is going to go out to have a word. And the Oilmen are going to get the bullpen active. I think Hayden's going to go over and get ready to potentially come into this game. Nick Hayden, who pitched yesterday, allowed no runs on 2 hits in his 1 inning, a fairly efficient inning, and the Oilmen have him available if need be here today as he's going to start to get loose in the right field bullpen. Runners take their leads from first and second now. A walk and a hit batter in this inning. You'll give them the 2 hits that they poked through the right side, but you want to avoid the free passes when you have a big lead late. Here's ball 1, 1 ball, no strikes. Schultz, a guy who's been on base all day long. What a day he's had. 3 hits, including a double. He was driven in 2, and he's also walked. A very dangerous hitter standing in a key spot. Here's the 1-0. This is swung on and sent to left. Pretty well hit. Back on it. Hodges. Hodges cannot make the catch. It's up against the fence on a bounce. Round third coming in to score is Terry. Here's another runner around third. The throw to the plate is not in time. Ridgway was the first runner to score. Then it was Terry following him. It's a 2-run double for Tyler Schultz. Schultz having just a massive day. He has driven in 4, and he has 4 hits now, including 2 extra base hits. He's been on base 5 times. And speaking of 5, the Corn Dogs have scored 5 in this 8th inning, and we have ourselves a 12-10 game. And here comes Adam Enright to have a word and make a move to the bullpen. He has made the signal. Pitching change coming up.
Yep. Now the Oilmen and the Corn Dogs are neck and neck in this battle now.
It was Hayden who started to warm up, and that's if needed, but he already had a different arm ready as the left-hander is going to come in the game. We'll be back to tell you more about him when we come back. 12-10 the score, 8th inning. Back with more after this on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
I've never seen ads on top of the roof where it's helping the community.
I am a success. I am the future.
I am.
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 I am Ivy Tech Community College.
Are you?
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
Back we are. There's a new pitcher on the mound. It's a left-hander. Justin Johnson is in for the Oilmen. It's a lefty-on-lefty matchup against Doug Loden, who is 0 for 4. And the Oilmen are clinging now to a 12-10 lead. The Corn Dogs have rallied with 5 runs in the bottom of this 8th inning, and we've got ourselves a ball game. This is the 3rd pitcher in this inning alone, the 4th pitcher of the ball game for the Oilmen. Deal goes just a third of an inning. He allows 3 hits. He walked 1. He hit 1. He struck out none. And here's a immediate wild pitch, and advancing to third safely is going to be Schultz. Tying run at the plate. We are only in the 8th. There's still another inning to get through, but first things first, the Oilmen trying to find a way to take the lead that they currently own with them into the 9th inning.
Yes, they need to get out of this inning right now, though. That's the main thing they need to concentrate on.
Again, Loden 0 for 4. He's batting with a count of 1-0. Swing and a miss, and the count 1-1. Oilmen led by 5 at 8-3, and then they led by 7 at 12-5. But now 5 runs in the bottom of this inning have made it a ball game again. Here's the 1-1. High and in, 2-1.
Let's hear it for Loden.
2 balls and 1 strike. 1 out, runner at third. Here comes the 2-1. Taken for ball 3, it just missed outside. And now Johnson, who comes in a difficult and stressful spot, is behind 3 balls and 1 strike. Here's the 3-1. This is outside ball 4. The tying run is on. Loden walks. The Oilmen pitching staff has walked 2 and hit a batter in this inning, and Mathias will be the 9th Corn Dog to bat in this 8th inning. Loden was 0 for 4, and he'd struck out 3 times, but he draws a walk there. Now the runners are at first and third. First pitch is a strike, and it's 0-1. The middle infield is back. They're hoping for a ground ball and would love an opportunity to turn 2 and end this inning. Here's the 0-1. Strike 2 call. He took something off, and it was a pitch that floated into the zone for strike 2. 0-2, lefty on lefty. Johnson to Mathias. Here's the 2-strike pitch. It swung on and lifted foul out of play left side, and it remains 0-2. 12-10 the score. Here's the pitch on the way. It's a line drive to center. This is going to get down for a base hit. 1 run in. Going first to third on the play is going to be Loden as Mathias ropes a single to center. And the inning and the hit parade just keep going here. Still only 1 away. And the Corn Dogs have scored 6 times in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Yep.
And a bizarre game and no shortage of offense on either side today, Ben.
Yeah, now the Corn Dogs appear to have their own rally going on. Hopefully the Oilmen can put a stop to this.
It's Jacob Ferry batting next.
Corn Dogs need to get 1 more run, and we will have ourselves a tied ball game, but we don't want that.
Loden is the tying run at third. Big swing and a miss by Ferry, and the count 0-1. Big innings all around today. An 8-run frame and a 4-run frame for the Oilmen, but now the Corn Dogs have scored half a dozen and counting potentially in this 8th inning. Here's the ball way high and in, 1-1. 1 out. Runners take their leads from first and third. 12-11. The Oilmen clinging to a 1-run lead. This is high and in again, 2-1.
Only have 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Hopefully this can change.
2 balls and a strike, the count. Here comes the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, and the count evens out at 2-2. You can now close the book on Deal. He ends up being charged with 5 runs. Here comes the 2-2. This is high for a ball. First run of the inning was charged to no, and then the next 5 to Deal, and now the runners on base now are the responsibility of the lefty Johnson.
Now the count is full, too.
Payoff pitch upcoming. A big pitch to Jacob Ferry, and here it is. It's low and outside for ball 4. Ferry draws the walk, and 11th batter will come up in this inning. It's going to be Curiel, and the bases are full of Corn Dogs, and what does Adam Enright wants to do? He wants to bring in Nick Hayden right here. Well, Hayden's going to try to work out of this jam when we come back. It'll be the fourth pitcher in this inning alone for the Oilmen. There's still only one away, and the Corn Dogs will continue batting with the bases loaded, and the Oilmen leading 12-11. Hayden is in when we come back on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
We don't go to the office, we build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an iron worker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
You guys are crushing it. See how 8 grams of healthy protein in Land of Frost premium meat gives you energy and keeps you full. Let's get those buns toasting, bread. Cheese, 10 more. Go.
I'm getting shredded.
Make the smart choice. Land of Frost Premium.
Well, in college baseball, when you get to a Sunday game in a series, sometimes you're a little thin on pitching, and you expect a high-scoring game, and you look at each other and say, well, it's a Sunday when you see a lot of runs on the board. Well, it's a Sunday here, a little different in the summer, but it's kind of been the case. It's sort of a 3-game series, both teams kind of getting deeper in the bullpen. Some guys have been taxed. Good pitching for most of the weekend on both sides. That has not been the case today, as it's a 12-11 ball game, and with the ball game on the line, Adam Enright has inserted Nick Hayden, who is an all-star in the Midwest Collegiate League a year ago. He's back for his second season with the Oilmen. He pitched a scoreless inning last night, and he is going to try to wiggle out of a very tough spot as Cal Curiel will stand in 0 for 3 on the day, hit by a pitch and scored a run earlier in this inning, as he is the 11th Corn Dog to bat in a 6-run inning. Oilmen clinging to a 1-run lead. Bases loaded and only one away. Hayden delivers the first pitch. It's a strike, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, hopefully with Hayden on the mound right now, hopefully this inning can come to an end. I mean, he's got to get through 2 more outs, but, we'll see.
Teams have combined for 24 hits and 23 runs so far today. Here's the 0-1. Taken for a ball, 1-1. Hayden could use a strikeout or a ground ball, in which the Oilman infield could try to turn 2 and get out of this inning. Trying to drive in the run in any capacity is Curiel, who wants to at least tie this game. Here's the 1-1. It's a strike, and it's 1-2. Great job by Hayden getting ahead in the count. This is the biggest at-bat of the game to this point. The ball game is on the line. We are in the bottom of the 8th inning. 6 runs in, but the Oilmen still clinging to a 1-run lead. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the pitch on the way. It's a line drive base hit right field. 1 run in, the game is tied. Around third, trying to score and give the Corn Dogs the lead, and it will. A runner goes first to third. A 2-run score, and the Corn Dogs have come all the way back. Curiel, they clutch hit. A 2-run single to right. Loden scores. Mathias comes in and scores. Ferry goes first to third. And it is an 8-run inning in the bottom of the 8th inning. And in stunning fashion, the Corn Dogs have come from behind and taken the lead over the Oilmen in the bottom of this 8th.
I mean, this is incredible. When the Oilmen had that rally in the 8th inning, I did not expect this to happen.
Oilmen led by 7 entering this inning, but the Corn Dogs have scored 8. And now you're down to 3 outs left to work with if you're the Oilmen, but you've got to try to keep it a 1-run game. Pitch to Deal is high for a ball, 1-0. Just a collapse for the Oilmen pitching staff in this 8th inning. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch on the way. Taken for a ball. Give the Corn Dogs credit. They have not quit, and they have rallied.
No, they have not given up. I said it before. They're showing us that they belong in this league.
2 balls and no strikes. They are trying to take all 3 from the Oilmen this weekend. Here's the 2-0. High for a ball, 3-0. sometimes, and I've seen this with so many different ball clubs, if one guy struggles to throw strikes and then you get that line moving, another guy takes over and he's kind of pressing and he feels the pressure and it just kind of compounds. Here comes the 3-0. Shows bunt, and he takes ball 4. It's another walk. Base is full again, and that'll bring up Ridgway. This will be the 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th batter in this inning. The Oilmen sent 14 to the plate in their 8-run fifth. One out and the base is full. Let's see if Hayden can just lock in and find a way to wiggle out of this and keep it a one-run game. Give your team a chance in the top of the ninth. Here's a strike. It's 0-1. The Oilmen will have the 9, 1, and 2 hitters in the top of the ninth inning. It'll be their last chance all of a sudden.
Yes, it will.
From Buchanan, Curcio, and Hodges are the scheduled hitters. Here's the 0-1. It's outside for a ball. One ball, one strike.
But maybe the Oilmen can score some runs there, and we can have a bottom of the ninth.
That's the plan from a Northwest Indiana standpoint, but first things first, you have to limit I hate to say limit it to 8 runs, but that's what you're trying for right now.
Well,
this is swung on and fouled out of play, and it's 1 and 2.
Well, the first thing you got to do is just get out of this inning first.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, trying to limit the damage to 8. 1 and 2 on Ridgway. Stepping out here is Ridgway. Now he digs in. Base is full of Corn Dogs. They take their leads from all 3 stations. Hayden, who's been good in his Oilman career, delivers the 1-2. Ground ball towards second, hit fairly slowly. Fumacan to second 1. The relay throw to first is not in time. It goes as a fielder's choice. It's 4-6 on the fielder's choice. And the second out of the inning finally is recorded. Deal is out, but Ferry comes in and scores. Give Ridgway an RBI on the fielder's choice bouncer. Curiel to third. So now it's Curiel at third, Ridgway at first, and Donovan Noble will bat with 2 down, and it's 14-12. Here comes the pitch high for a ball, 1-0. 9 runs in the bottom of this 8th inning.
Wow, that's more than what the Oilmen had in the 5th.
Yeah, how about that? Each team with an inning of 8 or more runs in this wacky Memorial Day weekend ball game. This is swung on and lifted foul out of play.
Well, I counted it. I said it was going to be a pretty high-scoring game, seeing how these teams have been playing against each other.
Yeah,
these teams will not give up.
Yeah, first it was great pitching over the course of the weekend, but now it's a slugfest.
Yes.
A lot of walks today. Let's see if we can get the total. Here comes the set in the 1-1 from Hayden. It's a fastball upstairs in the count 2-1. Well, Oilman pitching has issued 6, 7, 9 walks today, and Corndog pitching has issued 7 walks. There have been some hit batters in there as well. Here's the 2-1, swinging a foul. Corndog pitching had such great control up until kind of the late stages of this game today. Even earlier in the big inning, a lot of that was courtesy of the Oilmen earning it, but that's where they started to lose their command a little bit. And then the Oilmen pitching has struggled to throw strikes in this 8th inning.
Oilmen just need one more out to get out of this inning, or one more strike at least.
And here's the 2-2. This is swung on and cracked to left off the bat of Noble. Pretty well hit. Hodges in foul territory cannot make the catch. It was a pretty good piece of contact, fairly well foul, and it was also shy of home run distance. It landed in play. Hodges could not quite track it and get underneath it. It was a long way to go. Again, there's quite a bit of foul territory there, and instead it remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two and 2, 2 outs. In this game, you never know. The Oilmen are going to try to rally in the 9th inning, and nothing would surprise me here today.
Nope, wouldn't surprise me either.
Here's the 2-2. This is swung on and popped up. It's Fumacan, the second baseman, to glove it. And at long last, the inning ends. But not before big time, and I mean big time, damage done.
Yes.
9 runs for Lake County in the 8th. We go to the 9th. Lake County 14, Oilmen 12 on the Northwest. I know you won't go anywhere today. On the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
You hire certified electrician contractors, you're getting the best. But just as important as our skill and expertise is our culture of safety. We know it's important to you, and we know it's important to them. Certified Electrician represents the NECA IBEW team, a team where safety and productivity go hand in hand. It's why our jobs finish on time and on budget. It's why owners that use us are repeat customers. Certified Electrician, working together, powering Northwest Indiana.
That beach is just too hot. I mean, God, look at it. It's making the sand burn, the mouth dry, the skin cry. I mean, everything's just... Oh, there's Coors Light. Well, mouth desert, meet ice-cold beer. Mountain cold refreshment. Let's chill.
You didn't do anything wrong. You just didn't know Miller Lite has more taste and only one more calorie than Michelob Ultra. Now, you do.
Back we are for the ninth inning. We have another pitching change here. We've no shortage of these today. Matusik is in to try to close this thing out for Lake County as the Corn Dogs now lead it by a score of 14-12. Matusik will try to nail this thing down. Bierling has found himself in position for the win, and then Justin Johnson is going to be the pitcher on the hook for the loss as he was charged with the run that was the go-ahead run in that last inning. So there you have it. That's what we're looking at here. The Oilmen trying to avoid dropping to 2-3. The Corn Dogs trying to up their record to 3-1. It's 3 outs left to work with for the Oilmen, Ben, after a 9-run eighth for Lake County.
Boy, I tell you, once that fifth inning happened, I didn't think we'd be seeing this. I said the score was going to be pretty high, but I still thought the Oilmen were going to be ahead. But yet we sit here and Lake County has gone up and gotten 14-12 lead.
Oilmen have done all of their damage in 2 different innings. 8 runs in the 5th and 4 in the 7th. That accounts for the 12 Oilmen runs, but 12 is not going to be enough today. Fumacannon will lead off the inning. 9-1-2 due for Northwest Indiana against Matusik. Dylan Matusik, the right-hander, delivers a pitch that's fouled away, and the count 0-1. Let's see if the Oilmen can make a zany game a little more zany. They gave up the lead in the bottom of the 8th inning, in which the Corn Dogs scored 9 times. Here comes the 0-1. Taken high for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. That leadoff man, Ben, always key when you're down multiple runs in the 9th.
Yes, this leadoff can, it can make or break the inning. If he gets on base, that would be fantastic.
Here's the 1-1.
Whoa.
High and in, 2-1. Backing out of the way was Fumacannon. 2 balls and 1 strike. You'd love to work the count here and try to work your way on base in any manner. Fumacannon had a sacrifice earlier. He had a walk as well. He's 0 for 2 officially. The 2-1 is a strike, and that evens the count. It was a big pitch to level the count at 2-2. So he did not want to fall behind 3-1 in this spot, but instead we go 2-2. Fumacannon probably a good take, even though it did end up being in the zone. But now he's got to protect the plate with 2 strikes. Here's the 2-2. This is high for ball 3. It was upstairs. Trying to frame it was the catcher Deal.
And now the count is full, 3-2.
Big payoff pitch is on its way. And here it is. It's inside. It's a leadoff walk. The Oilmen get the tying run to the plate right away as Fumacannon walks to lead off the top of this 9th. And now the top of the order, and Curcio will try to do some damage against Matulik, the pitcher who kind of kicks at the mound there, adjusting his landing area on the pitching mound here at Legacy Fields. Here's a swing and a grounder foul right side. There's a fan that has a jersey on with the same last name as me, but 1 letter reversed.
Oh, really?
Just had to take a picture of that real quick. No balls and 1 strike. I don't think it's a jersey for me as the broadcaster of the Oilmen, although I have been here a while.
You never know. Broadcasts become famous over time. Look at Harry Carey.
Here's a strike call, and the count is 0-2, so it's possible. Maybe they just spelled the name wrong on the jersey. 0-2. Big spot here. Curcio trying to find a way to on base. The 0-2 is strike 3 call. He caught him looking, and there's one away. Nice job to bounce back by Matusik as he catches Curcio looking after issuing a leadoff walk a moment ago. And now Jason Hodges, who has hit the ball hard throughout the day. He's been on base throughout the day, and he'll stand in next. He is 2 for 3 at fielder's choice, walk, hit by pitch, double, single. He's been on base 4 times. Here's a pitch inside for a ball.
Almost hit again.
1 ball and no strikes. He's able to back away from it. Oilmen trying to keep the live moving. Baker is always dangerous, and he's on deck. They have the tying run up at the plate. That's a good part of the batting order. Hodges and Baker, and then it would be Zarnacki who would be looking for his first hit today, should the inning get that far. 1 out, runner at first. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's Matusek's pitch. It's high for a ball, 2-0. Matusek, hat kind of coming off in the wind and the follow through there. Long hair underneath that cap. 2 balls and no strikes. Here's the pitch on the way. This is swung on and popped up. It's in foul territory, and this is going to drift out of play, or below out of play. And count goes to 2-1. Hodges digging back in. Tying run at the plate. Hodges trying to find a way to reach and get that tying run on base after the Corn Dogs rallied for 9 to take a 2-run lead in the 8th. This is taken for a strike call. It was in there in the upper portion of the zone. Hodges looked at it, but it did catch the top part of that strike zone. And now Hodges quickly digs back in as he awaits a 2-2 pitch. Big pitch in this game. A walk and a strikeout have started this inning. Now it's Hodges standing in. Here comes the 2-2. This is high for a ball, and we go full at 3-2.
Full count here in the top of the 9th. 1 out. Oilmen have a man on first. Let's see what Hodges can do here.
Here's the payoff pitch. Runner goes, pitch a ground ball to third, and they will have to go to first and get the out. That turned out to be essential that the runner was in motion on that payoff pitch. It paid off. It gave the Oilmen the situation where they could at least extend the ball game as it removed the double play from the equation as Fumakanen moved to second safely. But now the Oilmen are down to their final hope in the form of Chris Baker. Tough day to hit one out of here with the wind kind of blowing in. Baker could tie the game with 1 swing.
Well, he had an RBI double last time up, so let's see what he can do here.
But he's just thinking about extending this game in some manner. He takes a strike in the count 0-1. 2-run double that you mentioned came in the 7th inning. That was part of a 4-run frame for the Oilmen. At the time, it extended the lead to 7, but that lead has evaporated. Here's the 1-1. High for a ball. Or I should say 0-1. Now it's 1-1. Just a little bit upstairs. Here comes the 1-1. Taken just outside for a ball. And now it's 2-1.
Just a bit outside.
2 outs. Runner at second. It's Fumakanen. Ben will have the post-game show for you in a few minutes. Should this game go final, the 2-1 low for a ball. Count 3-1. And then Leo will have the game for you tomorrow. And I am slated to be back with Leo on Wednesday this week. And then we'll slowly get the whole band together as we start a homestand next week. 3 balls and 1 strike on Baker. Here comes the pitch on the way, taken for strike 2 call. We've got a full count offering upcoming. Now the Corn Dog fans are starting to make some noise as the Oilmen are down to their final strike. Baker trying to find a way to keep this going. It'll be a payoff pitch from Matusek trying to nail down the save. 2 outs in the inning, and now backing away is Baker as he calls time. A big moment in the ball game right here. 14-12 Corn Dogs. Here's the 3-2. It's taken outside for ball 4. It just missed the outer edge, and the tying run is on.
Oilmen aren't done yet.
I'll tell you this. I've seen Chris Baker play for a number of years. He has an excellent eye at the plate. He knows the strike zone. He does not swing at very much that is out of the zone, and he was able to lay off a pitch that a lot of people would have swung at with 2 strikes. It was just off the outside corner, and a great take by Baker to get the tying run on. And now Zarnacki stands in with runners at first and second and 2 outs. Here's the first pitch to Zarnacki. Whoa. This is inside for a ball on the count 1-0. Tying run at first. An extra base hit now could tie the game. Here comes the 1-0. It's taken for a strike, and the count evens at 1-1. Tusak trying to nail it down. The Corn Dogs trying to take all 3 games from the Oilmen this weekend. Oilmen trying to battle back in this 9th inning. 1-1, ground ball toward third, diving stop by the third baseman, Curiel, and he tries to get to the base, but it's not in time. Base hit. It's a single for Zarnacki. A great diving effort by Curiel, the third baseman. That kept this on the infield. That was still a key play, and Fumakanen safe at third, just ahead of Curiel, who raced to third base, and the ball game continues. Base hit for Zarnacki, and now it'll be David Marshall, who has walked twice but is 0 for 3 officially in the game, to bat with the tying run at second. A base hit could level the score, and an extra base hit could give the Oilmen the lead. Here's the pitch to the left-handed hitting Marshall. It's strike 1 called. It was in there. He looked at a pretty good pitch to hit for strike 1. Here's the 0-1. It's the strike 2 call, and that was right down Broadway. Marshall taking back-to-back pitches, and now Matusak is ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
There we go.
Oilmen have been down to their final strike before. Can they extend the game again? Swing and a miss. A pitch in the dirt. Stepping on the plate to confirm the out is Marshall, and that's the way this one comes to a close. Deal steps on the plate to end it. Marshall strikes out swinging, and the Corn Dogs rally from 7 down, and they beat the Northwest Indiana Oilmen here today in Crown Point by a score of 14-12. Thanks to everybody involved with our broadcast. Thanks to Region Sports, Jed TV, WJOB, everybody along the Oilmen Broadcasting Network for a job well done. Please stay tuned. Ben will have the postgame show coming up in just a moment. The final score of today's game, it was the Corn Dogs 14 and the Oilmen 12, and a heartbreaking defeat for the Oilmen here this afternoon. We'll come back, and Ben's postgame show is next. For Ben Slack, Brandon Vickery saying I hope you enjoyed, and please stay tuned. Postgame shows after this on the Northwest Indiana Oilmen Broadcasting Network.
I've never seen ads on top of the roof where it's helping the community.
I am a success. I am the future.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am. I am.
I am Ivy Tech Community College.
Are you?
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.
All right, this is Ben Syke here with the post-game show here at Legacy Fields in Crown Point, Indiana. Oilmen suffer a heartbreaking defeat to the Lake County Corn Dogs. The final score is 14-12. The Corn Dogs won. The Oilmen had an amazing 8-run rally in the 5th inning. You know, and it looked right there that this game might have been over. I said it earlier throughout the game that this was going to be a very high-scoring game no matter who won. Secretly, I thought the Oilmen were going to win, but it ended up being the Corn Dogs because they had a 9-run rally in the 8th inning. Ultimately, that rally led to their victory. Oilmen ended up with 12 runs, 11 hits, and 2 errors. Corn Dogs ended up with 14 runs, 16 hits, and 1 error. Very high-scoring game. Lots of runs. Every batter who played today got on base. Lots of walks too. In fact, that was a main reason why a lot of these rallies were going on. There were 3 rallies. There were lots of walks. A couple of guys got hit by pitchers. In fact, Rimkus from the Oilmen, who got hit in the head by a pitch, I saw him in the dugout earlier. He seems to be okay. Brandon Leo will update you on his condition, most likely on either Monday or Wednesday when they return, when the Oilmen have their next game against the Crestwood Panthers over at Dowling Park in Hammond, Indiana. But for right now, this is Ben Slack signing off, and thank you for joining Brandon and I when the Northwest Indiana Oilmen hosted the Lake County Corn Dogs. And we will see you again. We will see you again tomorrow. Thank you, and have a good day.
We don't go to the office, we build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an ironworker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
You guys are crushing it. See how 8 grams of healthy protein in Land of Frost premium meat gives you energy and keeps you full. Let's get those buns toasted, bread. Cheese, 10 more. Go.
I'm getting shredded.
Make the smart choice. Land of Frost Premium.
We don't go to the office, we build it. This is a truism with Ironworkers Local 395 and the Northwest Indiana Contractors Association. Our goal is to exceed our customers' expectations. We provide a skilled, OSHA-trained, drug-free workforce, as well as many other certifications from our 4-year training program. Every time you hire an ironworker from Local 395, you should feel confident that you are receiving highly trained, highly skilled, and drug-free journeymen and apprentices who take their job and your project seriously. For more information, contact us at 219-763-7900 or ironworkers395.com.
You guys are crushing it. See how 8 grams of healthy protein in Land of Frost premium meat gives you energy and keeps you full. Let's get those buns toasted, bread. Cheese, 10 more. Go.
I'm getting shredded.
Make the smart choice. Land of Frost Premium.
You hire certified electrician contractors, you're getting the best. But just as important as our skill and expertise is our culture of safety. We know it's important to you, and we know it's important to them. Certified Electrician represents the NECA IBEW team, a team where safety and productivity go hand in hand. It's why our jobs finish on time and on budget. It's why owners that use us are repeat customers. Certified Electrician, working together, powering Northwest Indiana.
That beach is just too hot. I mean, God, look at it. It's making the sand burn, the mouth dry, the skin cry. I mean, everything's just... Oh, there's Coors Light. Well-mouthed desert, meet ice-cold beer. Mountain cold refreshment. That's chill.
You didn't do anything wrong. You just didn't know Miller Lite has more taste and only 1 more calorie than Michelob Ultra. Now, you do.
I've never seen ads on top of the roof where it's helping the community.
I am a success. I am the future.
I am.
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 I am Ivy Tech Community College.
Are you?
Light beer shouldn't taste like water. Miller Lite has more taste and only 96 calories. It's Miller time.